Blog Talk Radio.
I'm going to testify. I'm going to testify what Jah has done for I said I'm going to testify what Jah has done for run from the charge. According to your work, you'll be paid. Can't run from the charge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the charge. No time to play. Can't run from the charge. Can't run. Can't hide. Do unto others as you'll have them do unto you. Life is a cycle and I know it's true. Anything you do coming right back to you. Many a call but the chosen of few. Make sure say your power with the righteous crew. Or never indulge in a false view. In the idol stew that have the right crew. Healthy food keep you pure and new. Say a prayer every day just to keep you in line. Remember me tell you it's a judgment time. Open your eyes and stop being blind. Seek and search, surely will find. The last thing never brought with abundance and sign. Work hard for yours and I'll work for mine. Show some love and be kind. Stop from your crime. Tell you good and never ever get left behind. No, can't run from the charge. According to your work you'll be paid. Can't run from the charge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the charge. No time to play. Can't run from the charge. Can't run. Can't hide. You done seen through it, that makes sense, you what you gonna do now, your judgment come. You eat up your bread and give the youth them the crumb. You drink up your wine and have all the fun. Tell me who give the people the gun. Tell me who's gonna get the fire bus. Whether from flames or it come from the sun. You woulda never know from whence it come. Unlike your bomb, it have to bring back fire. Yeah, escape, get caught in the wire. Wicked man, full time you expire. Sucking me blood like a damn fire. No matter what I want, and this thing in higher. I will keep going higher. Higher like the one Jeremiah. Over there, Hezekiah, Nehemiah, Zechariah. Can't run from the charge. According to your work, you'll be paid. Can't run from the charge. What you think when you do and what you say? Can't run from the charge. No time to play. Can't run from the charge. Can't run. Can't hide. Run to the mountain walk heavier. Run to the sea and the sea walk stronger. Run to the rock and the rock walk faster. Run to the hills, but it can't hide ya. No matter where you run, it'll find ya. Nowhere to go, nowhere to shelter. That's where to follow your like a reminder. And a fat fighter get me like a grinder. Do unto others as they'll have them do unto you. Life is a cycle and I know it's true. Anything you do coming right back to you. Many are called but the chosen of few. Make sure that your power with the righteous crew. And never indulge up in a box you. If the idol you, not at the right crew. Healthy food keep you pure and new. Judgment, better on the fire, judgment. Judgment, better on the fire, judgment. Judgment, better on the fire, judgment.
And that's all. Good evening. Yes.
Rato, Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom. Here, T to T. Here's the third day of the Shabbat. Here we have Azinu, 53rd sabbatical study here for this Shabbat Strong. Some call it the Song of Moses. It's a prophetic song right here. Hebraically known as a Azinu, which is like to say, broad in the ear, y'all, and here, Azinu. Also, today's daily psalm is Psalm 62. We're still reviewing right here as we're about to head into the high holy season coming forward. Looking forward for the Wednesday, the Yom Teruah, a.k.a. also known as the Rosh Hashanah. Then we have 10 days after that, Yom HaKippurim. 5 days after that, Sukkot, Tabernacles here in the season. But here, for the Tuesday, third day of the Shabbat podcast right here, the T to T Testify Tuesday. Here we have the evening psalm for the third day, Psalm 82, Shema Yisrael,
Psalm 82.
I say.
Mizmor Pevet, Mizmor Le'asaf.
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty.
Elohim Nitzav Ba'adat El.
He judgeth among the gods.
Bekerev Elohim Yishpot.
How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations.
Kikatu, for it's written, Li Nakam, where she lay. For it is written, what is written? It is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay. Psalm 82 speaks of that right here. Also, azinu, here picking up here with the Deuteronomy right here. The song. Azinu, vengeance is mine, I will repay. Ki katub, for it's written. Where is it written? We have Romans chapter 12, verse 19. But where was Rabbi Shaul, aka the Apostle Paul, quoting? He was quoting. Let's get the quote right here, corresponding with this sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong. He was quoting Deuteronomy 32:35, KJV wise. It says, KJV, to me belongeth vengeance and recompense, nakam and shilem, and recompense. You know, shilem, interesting, the Hebrew sounds a lot like shalom because from the root shalom, to repay, right? To repay. You know, where he says, li, for me, nakam with shilem. For me is nakam. That's a very interesting word over there in the so-called Middle East. A lot of different sides talk about the nakam, vengeance. But what do we have right here? Li, for me, nakam, vengeance with and shilem, and recompense. Here in Deuteronomy chapter 32:35, to me, to I, vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste, swift. Husha Adonai.
Lightning and thunder. It is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahuwah, saith Jehovah. Right here, Jah vengeance.
Somebody wrong, but it's not Jah Bible. Someone wrong, but it's not Jah Bible. when you go to your bed and you feel a lot of weight on you, and you take up your Bible and read the Psalms. Deliver me from my enemy, O Judge. Give I strength and power to fight against the wicked one, for they shall never ever overcome my air. Come to somebody wrong, but it's not your Bible. Someone wrong, but it's not your Bible. I say wicked, remove ya. Iniquity worker, remove. Iniquity worker, remove. You say that somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible. Zion is an holy place. So if you want to go to Zion, man, you got to live in love and unity. L-O-V-E, love as I would say. So let me tell you, say that somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible. Somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible. Oh no. Dreadful eye, have a shanty eye. I and I, Israelite, me say me naughty dread, naughty say. Somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible, you know. False witness, look, shall driven away like the smoke, driven away from my and I nostril. Night and day, they shall be like the leaves that driven away from out the limbs of the trees, and then it ends up in a place where we don't know where it is. Somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible. And I shall stand and live up to obtain continually, So just say not one of his children shall sit on the sidewalk begging bread. Somebody wrong, but it's not the Bible.
That manual, the instruction, which is called the Nitzavim-Vayelech, so you know it as the Holy Bible. Holy
His Imperial Majesty.
To turn to another subject, Your Imperial Majesty, are there any passages of the Bible that have become especially meaningful to you?
I have the highest respect for the Bible as a whole. We also recognize the rightful name the Bible bears. We find that in all the periods of the Old Testament, in the time of patriarchs, kings, and prophets, great miracles were done. On the other hand, the New Testament, in which our Lord himself gave the command to go to all the world and to preach, is also of high value. Then Matthew, Mark...
Bring forth the Bible. 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 Bring forth the Bible.
That manual, the instruction, which is called the Nitzavim-Vayelech, so you know it as the Holy Bible. Holy
His Imperial Majesty.
To turn to another subject, Your Imperial Majesty, are there any passages of the Bible that have become especially meaningful to you?
I have the highest respect for the Bible as a whole. We also recognize the rightful name the Bible bears. We find that in all the periods of the Old Testament, in the time of patriarchs, kings, and prophets, great miracles were done. On the other hand, the New Testament, in which our Lord himself gave the command to go to all the world and to preach, is also of high value. Then Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the four Gospels in which the sayings of our Lord are recorded, are pillars for all men on the earth. Therefore, the Bible should not be cut into portions.
I'm going to testify.
Now listen to me. A special request to the pastor and the deacon, and dedicated to each and every Christian. Settle. Come here, step in at the Bible. Bambling, make we step in at the Bible. Well, what the man say me wake up now the morning is some single Bible. Then me lick me got a pipe and take up the Bible. Make we step in at the Bible. Hail the man come make we step in at the Bible. Well, what the man can make heaven and earth from sent on a dust. Made all the creatures just to roll by us. But the devil trade even in a him she got us. God chose Papa Noah as a righteous man. Tell him to build a big and can put it on Triton. So here's a blood just send a flood on the land. Old man Moses, he was a great magician. In fact, the rest is a man a walk on the sun. I make him escape out to King Pharaoh land. King Pharaoh and him are sinking at the ocean. King Solomon, man, him was the wisest man. Only thing he never know the secret of a woman. So you case of a child and give it to the right one. A servant girl help a mighty man. Now okay, leprosy become spread from the land. But what was his name, man? It was Naaman. After dip 7 times down in a river Jordan. And when him come out, him struck a fit and strong. Him give thanks and praise and touch of the king man. But so red, yeah, he get it like a servant. Old Papa Enoch, him was a very brave man. Them tried to kill him, but he was a Christian. Him never start praise God, word from the land. Live 365 years, him never live long. And that was in the days when man was strong. Like old Samson, use him as a man and kill a lion. And Jesus heal a blind man before the crucifixion. Who grew Isaac, it was the man Abraham. John baptized Jesus in a river Jordan. Jesus great miracle to feed 9,000. In case you never know, it was the Galilean. And when them done pick up from the 12 basket ram, this time a super cat the hour walk in the yan. No all is straight that side of river Jordan. No Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. No the 12 tribe of Israel and rich Mount Zion. They're all Levi, Joseph and Reuben. Asimiah, Asa and Benjamin, Isaac and Yada. The one called God. Naphtali, Judea, and the one Zebulun. When the power and the prayer by Satan structure, Jaja roll the lightning and Jaja flash the thunder. Man him know in himself he can't conquer Jaja. Now give your soul to the devil, just give it to Jaja. This time under the gather me I teach your culture. For any time me chat me now go rise in it. So we can't leave the last day I alone. No way, yeah, because Jaja is the light of this world.
Live by the Torah and the wicked I go crumble. I be Bible. Shout up 2 Psalms and the wicked them tremble. Live by I be Bible. Shout up 2 Psalms and the wicked them tremble. Zion I them for speaking. Make the you them a repeat it. I'm Mr. Sound like justice. Bring forth the Bible. Gunshot in them.
What's the use in talking about love? I don't read the Bible and get reality. When it comes to man called Earl, be written called the Bible story. I haven't seen the doctor philosophy. Mercy, love, kill one. Jamaica, heaven and earth in a only 6 days. Upon the 7th day, him go rest and pray. He make the animals for me, the bird them fillet, the green vegetables we eat every day. He make the whole universe them for the Milky Way. He make Adam and Eve, but them did not obey. Them have 2 sons, me say them sing the same way. Cain kill Abel and them put him in a clay. So God call Noah immediately and tell him we gather all of him family. Then him take 1 flood, wash the wicked away. Old Papa Jacob a 12 boy picking it. Joseph gets a coat pretty like jewelry, but him brother them tell him just through jealousy. Say Moses was born in a poor man city. Them hide him in the river from Pharaoh's army, but him free the Israelites from captivity. David killed Goliath, gave Saul the victory, and then became king at the age of 30. Solomon gave Queen and Sheba all of him jewelry. So check early B with Bible story. Them put Daniel down in the lion chamber. Through the powers of God, them couldn't hurt his structure. Say Jesus was born in a manger. Joseph his father, Mary his mother. Them sell Jesus for a bag of silver. Them put him on the cross in race 3 days after. Peter cut off a man's ears with a razor. The cockroach tries in the night the Savior. Say this DJ must be a church member. Me know Deuteronomy, me know Joshua. Me study Solomon, me know Isaiah, me say me name early, be me know me intelligent. Say anywhere me go, me say me act decent. Say when it comes to violence, me know me innocent. Well, here are the books of the New Testament. It's so much true. Say Luke and John, say Acts, Roman and Corinthian. You have Galatian, Ephesian and Philippian. Say Thessalonian and Thessalonian. Say Titus, Timothy and Philemon. You have Hebrew, James and Peter and John. You know the last two are to the Revelation. Me say this kid, they must be a Christian. A brain like mine's worth 10 million. So get this fancy funk cassette, yeah man. A tune like this tune reach number one. Me read Genesis and to Revelation. Coming is a youth, me have me ambition. Say me follow for me daddy and me follow for me mama. Cause I is a youth and me no do nothing wrong. To Jamaica, say heaven and earth. And Jaja make the sea and Jaja make the dirt. And Jaja make the fans and Jaja make the sky. Jamaica heaven and earth in a only 6 days. And on the 7th day him go rest and pray. He make the animals for me, the bird them fillet, the green vegetables we eat every day. He make the whole universe and call it Milky Way. He make Adam and Eve, but them did not obey. Them have two sons, say them sing the same way. Cain kill evil and him hide them in a clay. So God called Noah immediately until him together all of him family. Then him take one flood, wash the wicked away. Say Papa Jacob a 12 boys picking. Joseph gets a coat pretty like you.
I'm gonna testify.
How long shall I hide the truth from black people? Yeah. Judge up Bickley must know the truth. You can't fool all the youths. Yeah. Because give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, original Bible. Give me the Bible, roots man Bible. Give me the Bible, the cultural Bible. Then generally, we down the country, we go check Maccabee, we send some sensei. Call Daddy Roy, Charlie and Josie, Papa Brigade, we go praise His mighty because we want the Bible, cultural Bible. Give me the Bible, Maccabee Bible. Give me the Bible, original Bible. Give me the Bible, the Maccabee Bible. Split up the Bible in a two. New Testament and Old Testament. All me I beg you, Mr. Government, is to give me Lord of God, I said the Holy Bible. Give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, Maccabee Bible. Copy and the human manual. Maccabee and the human manual. Teach black people how to live. Teach black people how to survive. Make them do what me say right and not wrong. How long, wicked man, you shall have it done in Babylon. Yeah, give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, Maccabee Bible, original Bible, cultural Bible, you know, original Bible, no carbon copy, you know. I say you fool black people long time. I say you rob up our language and our culture. I tell black people how to think. Give them all kind of something to drink. Cause give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, Maccabee Bible. Give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, original Bible. Black people got to know what to do. A full-time sight of delight. Cause what was eaten from the wines and fruited, now revealed to the babe and suckling. What gone but the morning can't come good or evil. But right now black people them a sight of delight. Give me the Bible, give me Bible. Give me the Bible, Maccabee Bible. You keep King James version. And I want original one. The Bible and the human manual. Teach you how to live and teach you how to think and teach you what to do, right from wrong. Can't take the pressure under wicked Babylon. Take China away from Africa, brought us down in the plantation, you know. I miss the whipping and lashing and whipping on our backs, whipping and lashing. Slave driver don't stop, cause give me the Bible.
Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible.
Not the King James Version? Summa. Oh, you're saying.
I did that version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. This year, I did that version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. Hidden from me, I was never told. No way. Ancient prophets like in Moses, like Daniel, King David, and Abraham. Israel were all black men. I don't wanna lose ya. Japheth tried his best to erase the godly part he played. I said he came and took, I never mentioned in his book, no. I think that version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. This your version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. In each chapter of history, to mention that you and me, we rule as our kingdoms and dynasties, explore this earth for centuries. I don't want to lose you. Venetians, Egyptians, and the Moors built civilization, that's for sure. Creators of the alphabet, while the West is interested. I think that version, I know King James Version. This that version, cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. This that version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. African heritage, I don't wanna lose ya. No. Slavery came and took its toll in the name of John Bulldog. Said we turn our backs on God, lost the powers that we had. As our back against the wall, ask ourselves about the fall. Rise. Hold on to your culture. I think that version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. This your version, I know King James Version. Cause out of Africa came the garden of Eden. I don't wanna lose you. I think that version. I don't wanna lose you. I think that version. Never let them fool you. I think that version. I don't wanna lose you. I think that version. I don't wanna lose you. I think that version. Never let them fool you. I think that version. I don't wanna lose you. I think that version. I think that version. I don't
פ"ב, מזמור לאסף. אלוהים ניצב בעדת אל, בקרב אלוהים ישפוט. עד מתי תשפטו עוול, ופני רשעים תישאו סלע? שפטו דל ויתום, עני ורש הצדיקו. פלטו דל ואביון, מיד רשעים הצילו. לא ידעו ולא יבינו, בחשיכה יתהלכו, ימותו כל מוסדי ארץ. אני אמרתי אלוהים אתם, ובני עליון כולכם. אכן כאדם תמותון, וכאחת השרים תיפולו. קומה אלוהים, שפטה הארץ, כי אתה תנחל בכל הגויים.
Psalm 82.
מזמור פ"ב, מזמור לאסף.
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty.
אלוהים ניצב בעדת אל.
He judgeth among the gods. The gods. The gods. The gods. The gods. The gods.
בקרב אלוהים ישפוט.
How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Inherit all nations. Inherit all nations. Inherit all nations. Inherit all nations.
Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible.
The word of God is solace to my soul. It's like a fortress in the times of distress. Hear the words of the Almighty Jah and save the soul of mankind. It brings me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness. Every time I read the scriptures, it brings me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it brings me love and righteousness. Every time I read the scriptures, no weapon that form against our man shall prosper. No. The diamond will use the power and conquer. If it leads us through the valleys of the shadows of death, the people will conquer nevertheless. You see, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness. Every time I read the scriptures, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness.
heavens declare the glory of the Father, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Night after night, uttereth speeches, yes, and day after day, he brought me the good on earth. It gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness. Every time I read the scriptures, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness. Every time I read, even the ancient of days, from Genesis to Revelation, from the first man Adam unto this generation, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Word without end, oh Father, omnipotent. You see, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and consciousness. Every time I read the scriptures, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and righteousness. Righteousness. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is Jah. So the Word shall reign forever. Oh yes, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love and consciousness. Every time I read the scriptures, it gives me joy and happiness. Every time I read the Bible, it gives me love.
Anytime you touch me, I go rise your nature. So we can't leave the last day I alone. Can't leave the last day I alone. So we can't leave the last day I alone. No way, yeah. So we can't leave the last day I alone. No way, yeah. Because Jaja, is the of this world.
Yes. Let me address the matter about so-called Trinity or Selassie or Hashilush HaKadosh. But here, staying on subject right here, azinu, review of the Torah readings and feeding, 50th, 51st, 52nd. Here, today's daily Psalm 62. But we'll address the whole, quote, so-called Trinity controversy. But here, Barrington Levi.
My Bible, only it alone can carry me through.
Yeah, man, that's one of us out of this God justice.
My Bible, only it alone can carry me through. My Bible, only it alone can carry me through.
I'm saying justice, you know that justice.
My Bible, only it alone can carry me through. My Bible, only it alone can carry me through. I don't wanna see no phobia, man. Need attendance from Jaja around the clock. true to the basic principle and the moral law. I never left my Bible, no way, you see. My Bible, only it alone can carry me through. Don't you make no way for the negative way. Why don't you give way to the positive way? Oh boy. My Bible, it alone can carry me through. My Bible, it alone is the positive life. Hey, I got to say.
Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong.
Here, this weekly tour portion here, 53rd sabbatical study. First words, couple first words and reasonings here, preparing for the reason for the season. Here, Shema Yisrael.
Shalom, Chaverim, shalom. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Gemar, Chatima, Toba. A good sealing, a good seal up. Judgment, seal. Yes, I. Weep not, behold. Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals. Are you sealed? Is your name written there in the book? Yes, I. Beautifully good. Yom HaKippurim, the memorial of the season, reasons for the season, and this 53rd weekly Torah portion, reading and feeding in this season, the Hebrew New Year, L'Shana Tova U'Matuka Chavarim, a beautifully good New Year and a sweet one, Gemar Chatima Tova, and a good, final, full, perfect sealing in the grace and the truth of the King of Kings Christ, the Moshiach, the Bein Elohim, Chaim, the Messiah, Christos, anointed Christ, the Bein Elohim, Chaim, the Son of the living power. Yes, I, the Son of the living good. All right, the Son of the living God. Yes, I. So the Hebrew first words here, the fulfillment of the Rastafari. We, the black Jews, the line of the tribe of Judah, the memorial of that atonement, that perfect at one man, Tav, Aleph, HaTaweh, the Alpha, Omega, he who be, we be, I and our black Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, Yeshua HaMoshiach. And here for Ha'azinu, Degnan, yes, I, again, Ha'azinu. Give ear, the Hebrew first words right here. Ha'azinu Hashemayim, Wa'adabera. Hear, O heavens, Wa'adabera, and I will speak. Tishma'a ha'aret imreifi, and hear, O earth, Tishma'a ha'aret imreifi, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. And here we're in the 5th book of Moshe, the Hebrew book of Deuteronomy, Orit Zedagim, Hebraically the Sefer Devarim, Ha-Devarim. These are the words. And here, the Hebrew first words here for this 53rd RSS, Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong. Give ear. Ha-Azinu. Give ear and hear. Right? Give ear. Here we go right here. Give ear. Broaden the ear. Give ear. Broaden the ear and hear. Give ear and hear. Give ear and hear to what? This word right here, we're getting some of the first reasonings, because this is a very, very special Shabua here, and with the fulfillment of the Yom HaKippurim, fulfillment of the reason You know, the reason for the season. So here we are. Let's bring this forward right here. Here we are for Sukkot. Sukkot beginning in days, from the Yom Kippur, counting 5 days forward, in this Hebrew New Year, in the Hebrew, the Judaic, the lunar New Year. According to the Ethiopia, the short count of the kingdom of God is the kingdom of God. According to the long count of this present earth age, So Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. The name for the season actually is the Feast of Tabernacles. First we have the Rosh, the head of the Hashanah, the head of the year. Then the 10 days of awe led us forward to the Yom Kippur, the Yom HaKippurim. Once again, the reason for the season, that perfect act, one man. Seek and you shall find. Seek him while he may be found. The finding of the true cross of I, Adonai, Yeshua, I, HaMoshiach, I, the boss. So give ear, and hear. So hear, give ear. Here, azinu, right? Azin. The azin, as you can see right here, is to broaden the ear with the hand. Let's zoom in right there. You see the root of azinu, the particular first words for this 53rd weekly Torah portion, reading and feeding. It's azinu. This is an imperative. It's a command to you all, Hashemayim, you all heavens, to give ear, to broaden out the ear, like with the hand, that gesture, give ear, by implications to listen, to expand, to give ear, to perceive by the ear, to hear, to hearken. The heavens are being called to hear, the heavens are being called to hearken. Ha'azinu Hashemayim. Wa adabera, and I will daber, debarim. We have daber, to speak. We also have the word, dabar, the word. In the New Testament, it's called the logos. In the beginning was the word, the logos, the logic. The logic. So the words. Give ear, and hear, oh heaven. So here, for the 53rd and the upcoming this Ehud. So very special broadcast, y'all willing, for the Sabbath, the sabbatical Saturdays. That's what we're going to call it, I think, sabbatical Saturdays. So what do you think, Habari? Sabbatical Saturdays, Rastafari sabbatical studies, the Blog Talk Radio on the ear, and the Rastafari Rapture on the ear, to give ear and hear, caught up to meet him in the ear, right, in the heavens. Yes, I give ear, oh heaven, Sukkot, coming forward. So here we have the 53rd. Give ear for the 7 days of tabernacles. What is the feast or the festival of booths? What is the Feast of Tabernacles all about? The Feast of Huts. Yes, of huts. Imagine that. It's a reality. Give ear and hear. Yes, Hebrew first words again. Degna. We have again. Azinu Hashemayim wa dabera with tishma'a ha'aret imrei fi. Give ear, broaden the ear, oh heavens, the heavens are listening. The Shemayim, Hashemayim is listening. Wa dabera, and I is speaking with tishma'a. And hear, ha'aret, hear, O earth, imrei fi, the words, sound and power. Hebrew first words here. Ha'azinu, give ear, and hear. Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong. Sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study.
Just tabernacle, way over, all of Mount Zion. Just tabernacle, oh. Zion. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell it to me. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. It's only them that have love. Tell me who shall dwell in thy holy tabernacle. Where his majesty lives. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Only them that have love. It's only them that do the work of his ineffable majesty. I shall enter with the roll of the Zion. It's only them and those who walk it in the road of righteousness and seek at the truth within their heart shall enter in the whole of tabernacle of Jah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Oh, tell it to me. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Only them that have love. It's only them that willing to do the work of Jah shall go to Mount Zion and live. Only them that know the name of his majesty and accept it to our heart shall live. It's only them who care for the people and love the people and love the world. It's only them shall enter in the tabernacle full of Mount Zion. Yeah, that's why I'm asking Jah for the things that we need, the things that we need, the things that we need in life, the things that we need in life to make a man feel comfortable. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Only them who love it. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell it to me. I have something with expression for the whole wide world to listen to now. Oh, yeah, help me. I'm willing for your help. I want you help, Joe. I need a little thing. Food, clothes, and shelter, and health and strength. Love and liberty, and love and liberty all over the land. For the people, just people. Bo, 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 bo. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle.
The tabernacle. Know ye not your bodies, temple, living God, the Holy Spirit connection right there. There. One more version of this. That was we have as Don Carlos right there. There. Here's Ross Clan.
Be nice and pure in heart. Only he. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell me who shall be seated up here in thy holy heaven. Only them alone who know the name of Jah. Only them alone who can enter the home, the only kings of Mount Zion. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell me who shall be seated up there in thy holy hill. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell me who shall be seated up there in thy holy hill. Only them alone who know the game of Rasta. Only them alone who accept him shall go and enter in the holy hills of Mount Zion. Yeah. Tell me who shall abide in thy tabernacle. Tell me who shall be seated up there in thy holy hill. Jehovah shall abide in thy tabernacle. Jehovah shall be seated up there in thy holy hill. The holy tabernacle of Jah. Clean and pure in heart. Only he shall enter in the holy mountains of Zion. Righteous in heart, pure in heart. Only them alone who know the name of Jah. Only them alone. They shall enter the home, the only thing of Mount Zion. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Jah, if it's easy to be a footstool of His kingdom, tell me who, pure in heart, pure in thought, yeah, yeah. Oh, Jah, only the righteous, only the conscious, upward and righteous, not mercy. Holy Mount Zion, tell me who Jah, tell me who Jah, tell me who Jah, Holy Mount Zion. Oh Jah, only the righteous, yeah, yeah. Tell me who Jah, Jah, tell me who Jah.
Yes, the tabernacle of man. The temple right there. I'm going to touch on that a little bit more, but first this right here. Here we have Yom Teruah coming forward. So let's bring this up, right? The Shabbat Shuvah, modern Hebrew Shabbat Shuvah. Oh, yeah, it's not on there. You're not seeing that right there. Yeah, there we go right there. Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat of the return. This is season Teshuvah. In Hebrew Teshuvah, literally to turn, like doing like a 180, like from the straight away and to like Yahweh, truth and life, the way, the truth, and the life. So to make that turn is the word for repentance in the Hebrew, shuv, right? We touched on that previously, but touching on that here again. Now here's the first words right here for this sabbatical study coming up. Ha'azinu hashemayim wa dabera Wetishma'a ha'aretz imrei fi. Opening words right here. We have this one chapter here for ha'azinu. Here, let's bring this down. Give ear, O y'all heavens. Give ear. So the key word is the ha'azinu. Here, let me go up here. Let me highlight the key word right here at the top. Right, there's that word right there. Ha'azinu. So ha'azinu in the Hebrew come from the root, the H238, azan. Azan is the verb, we could say, for our usage in studies, it's like the verb root. Ha'azinu is based on the dikduk, like the grammatical bill, to say, hear all of y'all, hear ye all, ha'azinu. Here is speaking concerning the heavens. Hear, listen. Right now we know the word Shema. Some will say, no, Shema means to listen or hear. Well, yes, it does, but in what sense? So here's where we get like understanding, or what's called it in Hebrew, the bina, bain, the difference between this and that, the being, understanding, bina, right? Since Shema from the Shama root means to hear, what's the difference between the Shama root and the Azan root, since both of them can be translated as hear? Now KJV here is quite kind of accurate, bringing out from the Hebrew to the English speaker and hearer, where it says give ear. Give ear is very perfect, right? Very perfect. Why is it perfect? Because here, let's go to the root. Let's go to the roots. Roots, right? So the H238, when we scroll down, that's the BDB definition, scrolling down right there, giving us some basic, you know, to hear, to listen, the he feel sense, you know, to hear, listen. Then you see where it says give ear. You see give ear right there. You have give ear. Let me do this here. Give me one moment. Yeah, okay. Give ear, right? Then it says to be obedient, right? The old English sense of hearken, right? To hear or listen to prayers, right? Of God, God hearing in that sense. But the Strongs bring out the best understanding sense of it. Here it says a primitive root, they say probably to expand. So the sense of expansion. Used only as a denominative of the H241, which is the Ozen. What is Ozen? Ozen. Some key Hebrew words right here. So azan is the verb, and Ozen. See how important the vowels are? Because you say azan, right? Only one vowel. It doesn't make sense in full Hebrew. Only when you have English like King James Version. So Son Lashan Kadash. Yeah, let's learn real biblical Hebrew. Ozen, the Ozen, right? The Ozen here is the ear, the Ozen, right? So we have azan, to hear, right? Or to ear, literally is to ear. Azan is to ear. And we have the word Ozen. Ozen is the part of the body known as the ear, the organ of hearing, the ear. Subjectively speaking, the Ozen is to uncover the ear to reveal. You know, somebody saying something you want to hear, you close your ears, you cover your ears. So here, in the subjective sense, the Ozen from the Azan means like uncover the ear, right, to reveal. The receiver, right, to receive. You want to hear something, you cover your ears, right? You want to receive the hearing, you uncover your ear. So this is the sense of the third entry there, subjective, to uncover the ear, to reveal, right, or to receive, the receiver of, in the context here, divine revelation. But here, the Ozen, right? And they said, now the Ozen, let's go down, it's from the Azan, right? We already went to the Azan, right? So here, bring this down to broadness, right? The broadness, the ear, right? From its form in man, the ear, right? So here for ha'azinu, right? Here is the definition that best brings out the sense of what this word means and what is it saying. Okay, there we go. Let's highlight that right there. Let's highlight all of this right here. Here we go right here. You see the part that's highlighted? Those watching the vlog, it says to broaden out the ear, right? So the azan, we're once again at the verb. Azan is the verb. You see right here? Part of speech, the verb, right? Part of speech, the verb. Azan, right? Denominative from the Ozen, right? Ozen, right, is a noun feminine, right? So in Hebrew, the ear, Ozen, is a noun feminine, right? So ha'azinu is saying broaden out the ear, y'all, right? Notice what it says right here with the hand. It's interesting. You know that hand gesture? You know that people do? Like if somebody's saying something, you really want to hear it, or, you know, make that kind of gesture. One put their hand behind the ear and broadens out the ear. You know that little thing that we do. We put our hand or fingers behind the ear to broaden out the ear. Huh? What you said? What you said? You turn your head and you broaden out the ear. That's the exact word pick. That's the exact word pick right there. Broaden out the ear. So we call like the verbal. Hebrew is more like ancient Mitzrayim, Egypt, and other cultures, you know, was more like visually the pictographs. So from the pictographs right here to the verbal, we could say hieroglyph or verbal picture, right? So it's like a verbal word picture. And saying ha'azinu is literally saying to broaden out y'all ear. Because the ha'azinu, the u part at the end is saying like to many. And in the context here, saying to you all. So who is being said to broaden out the ear? Who is being called to hear? Well, let's close this right here. All right, here we go right here. Ha'azinu hashamayim. Ha'azinu. Here, y'all, broaden out the ear, y'all. Ha-azinu, 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 ha-shemayim, 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 the heavens. So the heavens here, shemayim, right? The im at the end, the yod mim, is the pluralization of it, right? At least in the Hebrew, the im, the yod mim, the im in the word, right? Usually at the end is two or more. Usually it's like two or more, right? So we have the im at the end, shemayim, the heavens, is at least speaking of two or more heavens, right? So the heavens are being called right here, right? The heavens. Here, let's break it down right there, the Strong's definition. The second form being the dual of an unused singular. So we have up here, let's go to the top right here, we have shameh, when reading the Hebrew original one, right? The transliteration is kind of like, well, it's kind of like if it was underneath the one on top. But going from right to left is shameh, and then the next one is shemayim, right? Shameh, shemayim. Original, it says original, reading from right to left. So the second one, right, is shemayim. So they said the second form being dual. So the yod mim in Hebrew, like we have shemayim, Elohim, you know, we have olamim for worlds, but the im comes in many, many words, right? So at least dual, at least two or more. So here the heavens are being called to witness. Ha-azinu, ha-shemayim, give ear or broaden the ear, y'all heavens. Wa and adabera. You know, people talk about the abracadabra, cadabra, abra, cadabra. Here we have wa adabera, wa and adabera, and I will speak. Adabera, I will speak. Wa and adabera. Ha-azinu ha-shamayim wa adabera. Broaden out your ear, oh, your heavens, or broaden out your ear, the heavens, speaking to the heavens, wa and adabera, and I will speak. So here the word adabera from the root dabar, which means to speak. He spoke, he declared, or to speak, to declare, to command, wa adabera, and I will speak. Going on right here, right, with and tishma. It's this word right here, tishma, right? With and tishma, fully enunciated tishma, with tishma, and here, right, here speaking to she, right, and here haaretz, and here, O earth, and hear the earth, literally, and hear the earth. And like you speaking to she, right, you will hear, like speaking to a woman, if you're speaking to a woman, tishma'a, you will shama, tishma'a, ha'aretz, right? So it says, and hear, right, and hear, O earth, and hear, O earth, the aretz here, aretz, ha'aretz. Was a definite article, ha'aretz. Without the definite article, eretz, right? Earth or land, right? And here, right, O earth, or here, O land, the words of my mouth, right? And this last part right here, words of my mouth. Here we have the words highlighted. Imre, the words, the utterances, the amar. Amar means like to say in the Hebrew. Imre, the sayings, right? Or like the utterances. Imre, fi. Fi is my fe. Fe or pe, mouth. Fe, pe, mouth. Fi, my mouth. Imre, fi, the words of my mouth. So the full right here. Ha-azinu, ha-shamayim. Ha-azinu, ha-shamayim, wa dabera. With tishma'ah. haaretz, imre, feet. So here let's break down the imre, right? Imre from the amar, the amer, right? The amer sense, the utterance, right? Speech, word, saying, but it's more like to say, like what is said, right? What is said, right? So here are the sayings, imre, the sayings of imre is in Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, the sayings of feet, my fe, or sometimes pointed as pe. Pe, the fe is the mouth, the organ of speech. So it's interesting here, this line right here, pick up Deuteronomy chapter 32, the first verse, and this whole chapter is the azinu chapter. Here we have this prophetic song, some refer to as the song of Moshe, the song of Moses, right? The song of Moses, this prophetic song right here. I'd like to go to this right here in the full, right? Let's touch on this right here. In fact, commentaries are very interesting. So here we have these 43 verses. This is the whole portion right here, this one chapter, Deuteronomy chapter 32, the Song of Moshe. In accordance with the object that's announced in Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 19. Remember Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 19? What was 31, verse 19? All right, well, ata, ki tabu lachem, eta ha-shira hazot. All right, wa'ata. Let's break down the English right here. We go to KJV, right, wa'ata, and now, right, now therefore write, kitabu, write y'all. Notice it didn't say write you speaking to one, but speaking to all, like us all. Write y'all. Now therefore write y'all this song for you, and teach it the Bnei Yisrael, and teach it to the sons of Israel, the children of Israel. Put it in their mouth, that this song may be a witness for me against the Bnei Yisrael. Here the Ivrit, wa'ata ki tabu alachem eta hashira hazota we lamdah et bnei Yisrael simah be fihem lima'an tehiyeh li ha-shira hazot le'aid bi bnei Yisrael. Interesting verse right here. All right, here Moshe here speaking, here it's being spoken. Now therefore write y'all. So here's what's interesting. It's not just saying like Moses wrote. Yeah, people say, well, who wrote? You know, who wrote this and who wrote that? Well, in the script, if you read fully, Moses, he wrote these scrolls here. If you read in the previous, volumes of the Torah, we're here in the 5th book. But if you go back to the 4th and to the 2nd, to the 3rd and to the 2nd, you'll find writing there. But right here is coming to the fullness. Moshe instructing this new generation, right? And here he seals up with what is called the Song of Moses. We have this in the Chazon, right? The Chazon Yohanan, right? In the Revelation, the vision of John, it speaks about, the overcomers, right? Singing the song of the Lamb, right? And also they said the song of Moshe. Here it is. It says, now therefore write y'all this song. I find it interesting looking in the Hebrew right here, the opening words right here, it says, we'ata, and now, kia tabu, right, kitavu, right, and write y'all, you all, lakem, and write you all for y'all, right? In other words, we have to write this. Moshe is commanding here for y'all, I all, to write this for ourselves. Right, so these words right here, when we look at the Ivrit, the Hebrew, the biblical Hebrew, to expand on the KJV, we'ata, kia tabu lakem, we'ata kitavu lachem, right, and now kitabu, right, write y'all, all of y'all write la for kem, lakem, lakem, and write y'all for y'all, kitavu lakem. So So, you know, and looking at that, when I first saw that, I said, man, that's kind of interesting, that phraseology. In other words, it's like speaking to all of us. We all are to write for ourselves. So in writing all this for ourselves. So here what we have in this 53rd sabbatical study for the Shabbat Strong, azinu, broaden the ear, y'all heavens, azinu, hashamayim, broaden the ear, y'all heavens, right? Being witness, we'ata kitabu, lakem, eta, so write what? What are we to write? The et, the ear, this right here is the et definite article, object marker, the object marker. So the verb here is the kitabu. So this is the verb here. Kitabu, from katab, to write. But the kitabu, the u at the end is like speaking to like you all, speaking like to you all, right? Kitabu, speaking to us all. Wa'ata kitabu lachem eta hashira hazot. Right what? Right, hashira, let's highlight that. Hashira hazot. Hashira hazot. Write the song, the shira, definite article hashira, hazot. Hazot means this in the feminine sense. Ze is masculine and zot is feminine. So here, the song to this song, write the song to this, right? Write, so we to write this song, right? And just say, learn this song, right? Or memorize this song. But here the command is to write this song, right? To write this song, right? Write this song with lambda. Lambda, that word there, vilambda, with lambda. What is lambda? Lambda down here is to teach. Teach comes from the Hebrew word, the H3925, lamad, right? With lambda, and teach, right? With lambda, teach, the sense of it is like to learn, to teach, to exercise, right? To exercise. Lambda, coming from the ancient roots, is the goad. Goad is like, you know, like the shepherd's rod. You know, the shepherd's rod have the curve, and you can like, prod the sheep or pull the sheep back or push the sheep forward gently with that rod or another animal. That's the sense of lamad in the Hebrew, lamad, right? Lamad, to goad. That is by implication to teach. As it says furthermore, the rod being an oriental or in the east, look to the east. Right, look to the east, an Eastern or Oriental incentive, right? So here, right, here, when it says with lambda and teach who? Teach what? With lambda and teach with lambda, right? Teach her who? Teach the song is she, right? To teach the song to the sons of Israel. To teach the song to this song she, right, in the feminine sense in the Hebrew, hashira hazot, teach this song, she, with lambda, teach her to who? To the Bnei Yisrael, to the sons of Israel. So the sons of Israel are to learn her. Learn her what? Right, who's the her? Here is speaking of the song, right, this song of Moses, right? That phrase there that's highlighted. With lamdah, eta Bnei Yisrael. Right, et b'nei Yisrael, right? Simaha befihem. What do we have there? Where it says, put it in their mouth. Befihem. Remember in the azinu, right? Imre fi, words of my mouth. Imre, the sayings of fi, my fe shali malet, fe shali fi, right? Here it says, and put it, right? And put it, the sum, right? Sum, seem, to put, to set it in their peh, in their feh. So here we have this phrase right here. Let's break down this part by part, phrase by phrase right here. Simah, fully enunciated, simaha befihem. I'm stressing the ha at the end because here it's saying, and put her befihem, put her in their mouth, put her in the mouth of the sons of Bnei Yisrael. Why? Lima'an. Next word right there is Lima'an. Lima'an. So that, all right, let's see if they have it right here. So that this song, okay, let's go down to the Tanakh. Tanakh breaks down every word. You see every word in the Hebrew is highlighted. So sometimes the Strongs only highlight the main ones, not every word. It misses some words. Here, the ma'an, right? Not ma'an, but ma'an, lima'an, so that, to the intent, to the purpose, right? So that, to the intent, to the purpose. Here we got the ma'an, here, lima'an, tihiyeh, lima'an, tihiyeh. All right, let's see if we can bring it down. Lima'an, tihiyeh li, right? Tihiyeh, from the higher, so that she be for me, so Moshe is saying this, he's saying to the sons of Israel, he's saying, teach this song, teach her, right, to the sons of Israel, right, and set her in their mouth, right, simaha befihem, right, lima'an, so that, to the intent, the purpose of this, lima'an, tihiyeh, that she will become, tihiyeh li, she will become for me, right? Ha-shirah hazot, again expressing what it is, right? This song, ha-shirah hazot, right? Here it says le'aid, become a witness, an aid. What is aid? Right? Aid might look like ed, but actually it's aid. Right? Here we have aid, right? Aid. The phonetics come close. Aid or aid. Aid is ein, so the hard guttural sound. Aid. Right? The aid. That she may become a what? A witness. Like the song, the azinu, aka the song of Moshe. That she may become a what? A witness, a testimony, an evidence of thanks, as well as a witness, right, of people, right? A witness, right? So the aid here is the noun masculine, aid. The word aid is concretely, like in the basic sense, a witness. In the abstract sense, it's a testimony, right? You know, like a person is like that witness, right? They can give a testimony, right? They can testify, or even like a document or something can be a testimony. But the concrete sense of the aid is like one to witness. Specifically, look at this. Specifically, a recorder. That is a prince. Hebraic, the word for witness also refers to the princes, another level of princes, as you can see right there. That is a prince. So a prince, a true prince in Yahweh's way, is a recorder, is a witness, is a testimony, right? A true prince. So you see what it says specifically, a recorder, a witness, right? So where it says right here, le'aid, right? Le'aid, bi b'nei Yisrael. So this last part right here, where it says lima'an, right? So that tihiyeh, she becomes li, for me, ha-shirah, the song, hazot, this song, ha-shirah hazot, le'aid, for a witness, bi b'nei, against, right, or upon, bi b'nei, by way of, against, upon, bi b'nei, Yisrael, against the sons of Yisrael. So that's interesting right here. It says right here that to write this for yourself, the song, this song, wilamdaha, right, and teach her et b'nei Yisrael, to the sons of Israel, simaha befihem, put her in their mouths, lima'an, so that tihiyeh li, so that she becomes for me, ha-shirah hazot, this song, this, le'aid, for a witness, a testimony, bi b'nei Yisrael, in the sons of Israel, or in the Hebrew sense, against, right, the Yisraelim, against the b'nei Yisrael, against the children of Israel. So here, just to open up right here, Deuteronomy chapter 32 for this azinu. It's just one chapter. It's just one song. All right, so this Torah reading and feeding is all about a song. Which song is that? It's all about the song of Moshe, the song of Moses. In accordance with the object announced in Deuteronomy 31 and 19, the verse we just went through right there, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 19. This song contrasts the unchangeable fidelity, faithfulness, trustworthy, truthfulness, always faithful, always sureness of Yahweh Eloheinu with the perversity, right? The perversity, the moral perversity of his faithless people. That's speaking of I and I, yeah? After a solemn introduction pointing out the importance of the instruction about to be given. So here, as we study here for the 63rd sabbatical service Shabbat Strong for Parashat HaAzinu, and studying this, we have Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 1 to 3. Right? The importance in the intro points out the importance of the instruction, right, about to be given. This thought is placed in the foreground as the theme of the whole. So when we go over the first three verses, the first three verses give us like a groundation on this song of Moses. The same song of Moses mentioned in the Chazon, Yohanan, in the vision of John, aka the vision revelation, right? In Revelation, this thought is placed in the foreground as a theme of the whole. Yahweh, he who be Hakadosh, the Holy One, Baruch, who blessed be he, Baruch, blessed Hashem, blessed is the name, is blameless and innocent. That's to say righteous. We use the term innocent. But Yahweh Eloheinu, he is blameless. And a blameless creator. And he is righteous. He is innocent in his doings. However, Yisrael, the Beit Yisrael, the Beta Israel, the whole house of the Beta Israel, acts corruptly and perversely. But Yisrael, his son, right? Didn't call Yisrael his son, yeah? Right? Acts corruptly and perversely. And this is carried out in the first place by showing the folly. In the first place, showing the folly of the Bnei Yisrael, of the sons of Israel, of the Israelites, in rebelling against Yahweh, right? Yahweh. In Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 6 to 18, this is like an overview right here for this 53rd sabbatical stage Shabbat Shalom. Secondly, by unfolding the purpose of Eloheinu, Ainai Elohim, Almighty Power, right, to reject and punish the rebellious generation. All right, so see, this is not just a song for song and singing and dancing, but also a song for overstanding and understanding. Secondarily, by unfolding, so in the Song of Moses we have right here, Deuteronomy chapter 32, right? We have the first aspect, right? Yahweh is righteous. His people are ratchet, right? And in the first place, we must show the folly of the sons of Israel, right? In the rebelling against Yahweh. We have this in Deuteronomy, Song of Moses 32, chapter 32, verses 6 to 18. Secondarily, the second is by unfolding the purpose of Elohim in doing what? Rejecting and punishing the rebellious generation. This is further unpacked and unfolded in the Song of Moshe right here, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 19 to 23. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, right? Lastly, by announcing and depicting the fulfillment of this purpose. What did he say? He said that his word, Hadabar, right? The word in the beginning was Hadabar, that his word will not return to him, right? Void or empty. It will fulfill the what? Purpose, right? All things. So we know that all things work together for the good of those who love Elohim and who are called according to what? His purpose. The fulfillment of this purpose and the judgment in that Yahweh would have mercy upon his servants and annihilate his foes. Interesting, we read the Chazon, right? Revelation, and reading Revelation, It says that book was to be revealed to the servants. Everybody's up in Revelation talking all kind of stuff. But when you read Revelation, it says this was revealed to the servants, right? To the servants. The question is, are you a servant, right? In that Yahuwah would have mercy upon his servants and annihilate, kill, cramp, paralyze, annihilate his foes, his enemies. Deuteronomy 32, verses 34 to 43. All right, just touching on this right here. Right, the song of Moshe, right, the azinu, the 53rd sabbatical study, it embraces the entirety of the future history of Yisrael, of the Beit Yisrael, the Beta Israel, and bears all the marks, the song, right, like music, song, the marks of prophetic testimony, right? So here we have with music, right? Here we have with song, with verse. Here we have prophecy. Here we have testimony from the mouth of Moses. In the perfectly ideal picture that it draws, on the one hand, of the benefits and barakot and baraka conferred by Yahweh upon Amo, upon his people. And on the other hand, of the ingratitude, the lack of thankfulness, right, and gratefulness, the ingraciousness, right, you're ingrate, right, the ingratitude with that Yisrael, the Beit Yisrael, the house of Israel, the Beta Israel repaid its Elohim for them all. Now, this song, soaring as it does to the loftiest heights, the higher heights, moving amidst the richest, right? The richest abundance of pictures, the word pictures of both present and future, right? He who be, who he be, wahu haya, wahu ahowe, wahu yihyeh, betifera. He who was, he who is, he who will be. So he's showing us here, right, through Moshe and in this prophetic song, the pictures of both present and future with its concise, compressed, right, and pictorial style, the word picture style. Rough in some places, especially Hebraically, very rough, right? Penetrating and sharp. However, full of the holiest set apart solemnity. A witness, an ed, right? Aid, right? A witness, an aid against the disobedient nation. A celebration of the covenant Elohim. Who is the covenant Elohim? Yahweh Eloheinu, he is the covenant Elohim, sets before us in miniature a picture of the whole life and liberty, right, and conduct of the great man of Elohim, right, the great man. Now look at Psalm, when you get a chance, look at Psalm 90. If you have a good King James version of the Bible, you should say in the superscription, right, a prayer to Tefillah, right? Le Moshe Ish Ha-Elohim, the man of the Elohim, the great man of Elohim, the great Ish Ha-Elohim, whose office it preeminently was to do what? To preach condemnation. And this is what the Brit Chadash is telling us, the renewed covenant, the new covenant really telling us right there. So Rabbi Shaul, aka Apostle Paul, he had it right, yeah? It is true that the persons addressed in this ode are not the contemporaries of Moshe. Moshe is given the spirit to look forward from that time even into I and I time, yeah? But the Israelites, right, particularly this was addressing the Israelites in Canaan, the Canaano, in the Afro-Canaanite lands, when they had grown haughty, and can we say naughty, in the midst of the rich abundance of its barakot, its blessings, and had fallen away from Yahweh, from he who be, who he be, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruch Hashem, so that the times when Elohim led the people through the wilderness to the Canaan, are represented as days long passed away. Notice that when we're reading through and studying the song, it almost mentions like that was way back then. You'd be like, wasn't it just a couple of years ago? But it seems like way back then, right? But the standpoint of the ode, Song of Moshe, the Ode, the Tune, right, is not to be identified with the poet's own time. So what Moshe was talking about here was not so much addressing, and even they understood it then, and we need to understand it now, was not addressing those just in that time, right? But talking about what will happen. I mean, even the language says, and when you come in the land and you will become, rich and well-to-do, then you're going to go off, right? When you get yours, when God blessed you, then you're going to forget about him. After he bless you, then you're going to forget about him, right? So it's not identifying those in the poet in Moshe's own time. It is rather a prophetic anticipation of the future that has an analogon, like analogous, analogy in that sense, analogon in a poet's absorption in an ideal future, and differs from this merely in the certainty and distinctness with that the future is foreseen and proclaimed. So what Moshe was saying here, this is why a lot of so-called scholars, they'll be like, well, maybe Moses didn't really write this, it was written later on. Why? Because it's so accurate. You see, the prophecy that was said then becomes so accurate. Now people say, oh, no, that must be fake. It must have been written now. You see, right? But in truth, right, it's real, right? And it was foreseen, right? Proclaiming the end from the beginning. The assertion that the entire Ode moves with the epoch, right, of the kings who lived many centuries after the time of Moshe rests upon a total misapprehension of the nature of prophecy. Let's repeat that one again right there. There is an assertion among some scholars, if you go and study this on different places, you might come across some proposing this assertion, that the entire Ode or Song of Moses, it moves within the epoch of the kings, like King Saul, Shaul, King David, King Solomon, who lived many centuries after the time of Moshe, roughly about 400 years, right? That sort of assertion, it rests upon a total misapprehension of the nature of prophecy, and a mistaken attempt to turn figurative language into prosaic history. Prosaic like prose and poetry, history. In the whole of the song, there is not a single word to indicate that the persons addressed were, quote, already sighing under the downpression of a wild and hostile people, the barbarous hordes of Assyrians or Chaldeans. All right, so here just going into a little bit of a kind of an overview right here, a little bit more on this. Some of this is interesting to study, and study this as a group right here. Let's just go down right here, right, to this part right here. We'll return to that part, that little insert. I think that's the point of reference they're making to your E-wall, right? Comfalson, right? Okay. The words of the old leave. What do you say right here? You see the part right here? He said, the words of the old leave us quite in the dark as to the author. What? Huh? If it were really certain that Deuteronomy was composed by Moses himself, the question as to the authenticity of the Ode would naturally be decided in the traditional way. So this is where some are trying to, deny that was really written by Moses, blah, 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 blah. But here, Yahuwah had indeed determined to reject the idolatrous nation. That's what we get out of this, that he had already determined to do this, and to excite it to jealousy through those that were no people. Remember that part in Romans where it says, I will provoke you to jealousy with a people who are no people? They're not the J words, we're the J words. You get it? You got it, right? But Yahuwah had indeed determined to reject the idolatrous nation and excite it to jealousy through those that were no people, and to heap up all the ra'ot, the evils upon it. What are these evils? These hurts, these harmful, not beneficial things? Famine. Wait. So you mean there was a famine in Ethiopia? Famine, pestilence, yeah? Sword, famine, pestilence, sword. But the execution of this purpose had not yet taken place. And although absolutely certain was in the future still. Moreover, the benefits that Yahweh had conferred upon Amo, his people, were not of such a character as to render it impossible that they should have been alluded to by Moshe. All that Yahweh had done for Yisrael by delivering it from bondage, right? Mitzrayim, from the Tawi, the two lands, ancient Egypt, guiding it miraculously through the Midbar, the wilderness, had been already witnessed, that already was witnessed by Moshe himself. And the description that we get in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 13, as well as verse 14, which goes beyond that time, is in reality nothing more than a pictorial expansion of the thought that Yisrael was most bountifully provided with the richest productions of the land of Canaan that flowed with milk and honey, right? It is true, the satisfaction of Yisrael with these barakot, these blessings, had not actually taken place in the time of Moshe, but was still only an object of hope, of tikwa, expectation, but it was tikwa, of such a kind that Moshe could not cherish a moment's doubt concerning it. Throughout the whole song right here, the 53rd sabbatical study, right, we find no allusions to peculiar circumstances or historical events belonging to a later age. On the other hand, the whole circle of ideas that we have here, figures, words, word pictures in the ode, in the Song of Moshe, they point decidedly to Moshe as the author. So what the commentary to KMD here is taking on some of the naysayers. You know, like we come across naysayers that say, oh, that wasn't written by Moses, that was written at this time, blah, blah, blah. And when we start to study, we can really deconstruct their arguments. Right? So it says, even if we leave out the sight of the number of peculiarities in style, right? What is it? Legomena. That's legomena. Legomena. Right? Something about the words, legomena, right? Which is by no means inconsiderable. And such bold, original composite words, right? Interesting. So the first there is like lo el. So there's some interesting language that's found here that is quite original, right? Considering the language, the older language of the Hebrew in different parts of the Hebrew scriptures. But here we have such bold, original composite words like the way of saying like not God or no God, lo el. Like when they say Noel, but here's lo el. Lo, not el. Lo el. No God in Deuteronomy 32:21, right? Also compare that with Deuteronomy 32:17 and lo am, not people in Deuteronomy chapter 32:21. So in this verse here, we have an interesting, bold Hebrew original composite words, two-part words, lo, not el. So here, just to pick up on this right here, you see that right there? That there highlighted is lo el, translated as not God. And this right here, right, highlighted right there is lo am, people, lo am, not people. That might point to a very remote antiquity. So here they're seeking to show us that when we really study the biblical Hebrew, we find some old and archaic constructions, right? Like Hebrew, like any language, if you have enough of it, you can actually see it over time. So in reading like the Hebrew, Bible, you can see older forms of Hebrew, and then you come across rare constructions as we have right here in the lo el, not God, and the lo am, no people, like no God and no people, right? That might point to a very remote antiquity, right? And furnish evidence of the vigor of earliest poetry. So here the commentary seeking to defend that this actually is a song of Moshe, and when we study it, right, truly study it and have, knowledge, wisdom, and discernment and understanding, we can see that this is an early poetical style that we have in Deuteronomy chapter 32, right? The figure of the eagle, right? Some of the word picks here. We have the eagle, the Nesha, right? In Deuteronomy 32:11. They point back to Exodus. Remember Exodus 19:4, right? Where Yahweh says, see how I brought you out of Mitzrayim, the Tawi, the two lands, ancient Egypt, on the wings of the eagle. Now think about this for a moment. In ancient Mitzrayim, right? And we know a lot because they've dug up a lot of their graves and put it all over the world so we can see what the ancient Egyptians, the Tawians, the Mitzrayim were about. We know that some of these same natural living creatures were very important in their theology, cosmology, in their worldview. Now it's interesting how Yahweh, the creator, right, of the eagle, the creator of the Netchers, the Netcher of Netchers, is now taking back these kind of motifs. For example, like Horus, Heru, right? You see the bird, the eagle, the different. Here, the eagle is being taken back. They point to Exodus 19:4, where Yahweh says, see how I brought you out of Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt, on the wings of the eagle, right? So at the time, if we put it into context, this was a powerful image because that symbology was being used by those who had them in bondage. But now Yahweh said, nah, this is mine, right? The description of Elohim as a rock, right? In the Hebrew, right? The description of Elohim as a rock, right? That firm place, that rock. Deuteronomy 32:4, Deuteronomy 32:15, and 32:18, 32:30, 32:31, 32:37. So we have in the Song of Moses, right, Yahweh Eloheinu being described as a rock in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. This recalls Genesis 49:24. Genesis 49:24. Let me just go right here. One Tesheba Betan. Okay, here, bring it down for you in the English right here. Here we go, right here. But his bow abode in strength. I think that in one of the Burhana, Selassie, BMW, Ball Mall, and the Whalers tune, they took inspiration off of this verse. Genesis 49:24. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God, the mighty of Yaakov, the Abir Yaakov. From there, the shepherd, the stone of Yisrael. From there is the shepherd, the stone of Yisrael. All right, so that right there, the connection of the stone, right? Upon this rock, I build my Kahila. The fire, also the fire of the wrath of Elohim, the Aish, burning even to the world beneath, right? The Tachtiyot, even to the underworld, the Sheol, the Duat, right? The Aish of the wrath of Elohim, burning even to the world beneath, right? It points to the representation of Elohim in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 24, right? As a what? Aish Okla. In the Hebrew, Aish, fire, Okla, she that eats, as an eating fire. Aish Okla. The expression in Hebrew to English, to move to jealousy. Interesting, even just in poetry, to move to jealousy. Not like I became jealous, so I became zealous, right? But to move to zealousy, to move. We have this in Deuteronomy 32:16, as well as verse 21. This recalls, right, the El Kana, El, Almighty, Kana, zealous. Or in translation in the West, they say jealous God. We say a zealous El, zealous, right? The Almighty of zeal, right? Deuteronomy 4:24. Deuteronomy 6:15, Exodus 20:5, Exodus 34:14. Now, remember, these are also attributes, can be attributed of Yahweh Eloheinu. The description of Yisrael as children, right, as Banim. In the Hebrew, Banim, when we say B'nai, Banim is sons, B'nai is sons of. That means sons of what? Sons of who? B'nai Yisrael. So it's constructive, right? B'nai, sons of Yisrael. Banim is just sons or children. So the description of Yisrael as sons in Deuteronomy 32:5, when it says children without faithfulness, or in the Hebrew sense, sons without faithfulness, without true faith, trustworthy, truthworthy, right? In Deuteronomy 32:20. This suggests Deuteronomy 14:1 and the words, oh, that they were wise. Oh, that they were wise. Oh, that if you were smart. That's what I'm saying. Oh, if you were only smart, right? Oh, that they were wise. In Deuteronomy chapter 32:29, this recalls Deuteronomy 4:6. A wise people, right? The contrast there, right? Again, it is only in the Pentateuch, or what they call the 5 books. Pentateuch meaning the 5 books, right? Bereshit to Genesis, Shemot, Exodus, Vayikra, Leviticus, Bamidbar, Numbers, Devarim, Deuteronomy. Only in the Pentateuch, 5 volumes, that Gadal or Gadol, right? The Gadol or greatness, right? Deuteronomy 32:3 is used to denote what? The greatness of Elohim. So you see, later on when we get into like the Psalms and elsewhere, right? Many of these ideas and attribute to the titles and attributes of Yahweh Eloheinu, we find a lot of the roots in Torah. That's just it. Again, it is only in the Pentateuch, 5 books of Moshe, that the word Gadol, from Gadal, greatness, right, is used to describe the greatness of Elohim or Eloheinu. For example, Deuteronomy 3:24, 5:21, 9:26, 11:2, and Numbers chapter 14, verse 19. The name of honor given to Yisrael. What's the name of honor? What's the name of honor given to Yisrael in the scripts? In Deuteronomy chapter 32:15, in the song of Moshe, the Azinu, right? We have Yeshurun from Yashar, upright, Yeshurun. Yeshurun only occurs again. This is a name of honor given to Yisrael. Yisrael is called Yeshurun, right? Yeshurun, or in the English sense, Jeshurun, right? Only occurs again in Deuteronomy 33:5, right? And Deuteronomy 33:20 and 26. Give me one moment right there. There's there. Okay, coming to a transitional point of the podcast right here.
See, but this is what kind of cause a thing, because some people, some Rasta man is more like, some Rasta don't see the work in a sense of do the work. I personally believe that I must help and do the work. Some man believes that, well, all I do is left everything to God. No, I don't believe in like that yet.
So we have Jeshurun. Yeshurun is a name of honor given to Yisrael. So when you come across Yeshurun, know that it applies to Yisrael, the Yashar. Somebody say Yashar-el. You might hear someone say Yashar-el, Yeshurun, right? It occurs in Deuteronomy 33:5, Deuteronomy 33:26, with the exception of Yeshayahu, Isaiah 44:2, where it is borrowed from these passages. So even the prophets many times refer to areas of Ha-Torah, right? Ha-Torah, right? And the plural form, right? This is Yamot in Deuteronomy 32:7 is only met again with in the prayer. Remember, we mentioned the prayer of Moses, Tefillah, right? The Moshe, right? Psalm 90:15. Psalm 90:15. Now we're gonna pick up on a little bit more of this right here, right? Mechenua kimota initanu not rainu ra'a. Here, bringing out the English right here. Let's see, is this the same verse or is a verse over? It's a verse over. Give me one moment to go to the verse over. Right. Okay, right here. Make us glad according to the days. Yeah, the Yamot. We normally in Hebrew say Yamin, right? But kind of a rare usage of Yamin, the plural. Yom is day. It says Yamot, Yamot, right? Make us glad according to the days, Yamot. Thou hast afflicted us. The years we have seen evil. The years we have seen evil. Right there. Right? Yeah. So here. I'm going to pick up more on this, the theme and the introduction. But here we have a psalm, Chabarim. Today's daily psalm, we have Psalm 62. Here in the season, 62. Also have to get ready for, the Yom Teruah, touch on Yom Teruah in the season. But here, first ear, the Psalm 62. Psalm 62. Let's refresh the page right here. Until that time, word, sound, and power. Enos McLeod.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Word sounds and powers gonna mash them down. Yes, word sounds and powers gonna trample them down. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go. Word sounds and power shall take us through. Yes, word sounds and power, we won't be blue. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go through. Yes, God. Just like the days of King Pharaoh, Christ was for us, yes, if I know. Oh, with word sounds and power, yeah. Oh, yeah. With word sounds and power, we shall win a home. And word sounds and power, we will stand our ground. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go. Yeah. With word sounds and power, we shall go. With word sounds and power, we shall know no sorrow. Word sounds and power shall take us through. Yeah. Word sounds of power, we won't be blue. Nah. Like the days of old. Word sounds and power was all we know. Remember the Red Sea. Remember the Blue Sea. Moses and Aaron did take us through. All the youth. Word sounds and power to get us through. Word sounds and power to take us through. Not brutality. They use humanity. Yeah. With word sounds and power, we stand on our own. With word sounds and power, now we're fully grown. Yes, word sounds and power, we must use. Oh, word sounds and power shall break them down. With word sounds and power, we've got our own. Yes, word sounds and power is all we have. Yeah. Our power, our word. Word, sounds and power.
Yes. Word, sound, and power right here. We have Mizmor Samek Beit. Samek Beit. Psalm 62, Hebrew alphanumeric Samek, Hebrew letter Samek, numerical value of 60, and Beit, numerical value of 2. Mizmor Samek Beit. Psalm LXII. Here in the Sefer Tehillim, the hard copy before I esteem the one sure, always faithful, always sure, the one sure refuge. The theme and the phraseology in today's daily psalm are familiar, should be familiar. Chabarim, Talmudim. Circumstances of distress are described in that which the poet turns to Eloheinu, Ainai Elohim, as the only safe haven from the storm raging around him. There are no specific details in the Mizmor, in the psalm, the chant here, Mizmor Samek Beit, that point to a definite period. However, the revolt of Absalom, it makes an appropriate setting here to today's daily psalm, Mizmor Samek Beit. Now, we just went over here with the K and D, and here they have the summary as resignation to Elohim when foes crowd in upon one. Resignation to Elohim, to the Creator, to the Judge of Judges, when foes crowd in upon one. So we touched on this, I think, previously as well, right here. Right here they say as being a product here of the time of the persecution by Absalom, and also concerning Al Yedutun, right? Yedutun, for Jedutun in the superscription, right? Already has been spoken to in the introduction of Psalm 39, verses 1 to 13, right? And they say that today's daily psalm forms like a twin pair with the earlier psalm, Psalm 39. And in Psalm 39 is a superscription, right? It says, for the chief to the chief musician, for Jedutun, a psalm of David, La Menat Seyach Ala Yedutun, Mizmor Lid Dawit. So Yedutun, all upon Yedutun, right? So there, for more on that, check Psalm 39 and Psalm 39. And today's daily psalm, they form a pair, and is concerned with the setting of Absalom. Although we don't have Absalom mentioned in the superscription, the language of the psalm and the context, brings out that formation of a twin pair. Now, there's a particle here in today's daily psalm, this particle right there that we highlighted on the screen right there, ak, right? Ak is different. One might say ak, and you hear ak, you might think, oh, that means brother. No, Ach is brother, Ak, right? Ak has a sense of like only, for sure, right? It's a distinctive word in today's daily psalm, means more Samek Beit. This word Ak, right? Ak, right? Ak, right? Ak is a distinctive word in this psalm, occurring 6 times, and it strikes a keynote, Ak. For example, the opening verse is Ak. El Elohim Dumiya Nashi Ak. Right, Ak. Right. The next verse it says, he only is my rock. Akahua Suri, right, and my salvation. We are Shuati, and my Yeshua, we Shuati. So the Ak, Ak occurs there, right, in the previous psalm, right, Psalm 39. Ak appears 4 times. And in this psalm, today's daily psalm, is more Samek Beit, Psalm 62, even as many as 6 times. So the strophic structure, the structure of the composition, somewhat resembles that also of Psalm 39, in that here we have longer strophes, kind of longer verses, right, set in composition form that are intersped with tristics, like three parts, like in a three part tristic. So anyway, that being that right there, although apparently irrecoverably lost, does not nevertheless despair. So the context of today's daily psalm is the psalm, right, the author, right, and we can say I and I, right, is in a situation of loss, right, but not to steer, and opposes one thing, right, to the tumultuous crowding in upon him of his many foes. It's almost like, when they say it rains, it pours. You heard that before, right? It rains, it pours, right? You heard that before, right? This is the sense of that one foe, one situation coming after the next. And that period of time in Dawid's life, you can see it really did seem like that. One thing after the next, right? Tumultuous crowding in upon him of his many foes, ops, adversaries. But the thing that he is able to maintain and we can learn to maintain is a quiet, calm submission to the will of Yahweh Eloheinu. Not, however, fatalistic. So it's a resignation, but it's not that fatalistic. Well, if it's over for me, it's over. No, that's not the point of the psalm here. Right? But that resignation is the will of Yahweh Eloheinu. But which gives up everything, right, to Elohim, right, whose hand, as in 2 Samuel chapter 12, right, verses 7 to 13, can be distinctly recognized and felt in what is now happening to him. So we have 2 Samuel chapter 12, right, verses 7 to 13, right? Let's go right here, chapter 12, verses 7 to 13, and let me see if I could bring this out like this. Let's go over here to the KJV. Let's go KJV Light, right? And Natan said to Dawid, "Thou, the man." Remember when Dawid, he had committed the sin, adultery and murder. Those were the charges on Dawid, right? And the prophet Nathan told Dawid, because Dawid thought it was some other man that did these things that Natan HaNabi was describing. And so, Natan had to say to Dawid, Ata Haish Ata, Haish, the man, Ata, the I, you are, thou art the man. Thus, Yahweh Elohei Yisrael, he who be the Elohim of Israel, right, saith, I anointed thee king over Yisrael, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Shaul. I gave thee, speaking to David, I gave thy master's house, thy master's bite, and thy master's woman, the master's wives, into thy bosom, and gave thee the bite Yisrael, the house, the Beit of Israel, and of Yehuda, and of Judah, the tribe of Judah. And if it was too little, I would moreover had given to thee such and such things. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment, the mitzvah of Yahweh, to do ra'ah in his sight, in his eyes? Thou hast killed Uriah HaCheti, the Hittite, with the Chereb, the sword, and has taken Ishto, his Eshet, or said his wife, to be Ishteka, to be thy Isha, and has slain him with the Chereb, the sword of the children of Ammon. Now, therefore, the sword, the Chereb, shall never depart from thine bait, thy house, because thou hast despised I, and hast taken the Isha, the Eshet, the Orset, the wife of Uriah HaCheti, Uriah the Hittite, to be Ishteka, to be thy Isha, thy woman, thy wife. Thus, like this saith Yahweh, nay, look, see, here it is. Behold, I will raise up evil, hurt, harm, bad against thee out of thine own bayit, out of thine own house. And I will take thy wives before thine eyes and give to thy neighbor, and he shall lay sexually with thy wives in the sight of this Shamesh, this son. For thou, the eye, didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before Kol Yisrael, all of Israel, and before HaShamesh, and before the Shamesh, the son. And Dawid said to Natan, I have sinned, Chatati, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Natan said to Dawid, Yahweh also hast put away thy sin, thy uckery, thou shalt not die. So here, just pointing to this section, since that was the 2 Samuel chapter 12, verses 7 to verse 13, can be distinctly recognized and should be recognized even here in today's daily psalm and felt in what is now happening to him. So we have in this song the Ak. You see the Ak right there? The Ak, right? Ak, yea, only, nevertheless, right? This is the language of faith, right? The Ak. So here we see the Ak, yea, only, nevertheless, the language of faith. With that, in the face of all assault, established truths are confessed and confirmed. Ak il Elohim, dumiya nafshi, mimenu wiyashuati. Ak hu uri wiyashuati, misagabi yalo emot araba. Only for Elohim doth my soul wait in stillness. From him cometh my salvation. Ak illa Elohim, dumiya nafshi. Nimenua wiyashuati. Ak hu sori wiyashuati. He only, Ak, only he, Ak hu sori, my rock, wiyashuati, and my salvation, miskabi, my high tower, my sublimity. Lo emot, I will not move. Rabbah, much, enough. I will not be greatly moved. So here you see where it says right here, it says Ak. Let's bring out the Ak sense right here. Here we have Ak. Let me check this out right here to see if y'all are seeing this over here. Give me one moment right here. Okay, yeah. So here, this is the word right here. This is the, let me see if I can, where's the highlight? Okay, there we go. So that's the Ak. All right, so that's that Ak word, right? The Ak. Not Ach, brother, but Ak. So here it says that Ak, all right, surely, yea, you can have the yea sentence translation, say yea. You know, sometimes translations say yea, sometimes that's Ak there, or only, or surely, nevertheless. This is the language of faith. With that, in the face of all assaults, right, established truths are confessed and confirmed. And with that, in the midst of all conflict resolutions that are made and are to be kept firmly, are deliberately and solemnly declared and affirmed. There is no necessity for regarding, right? Okay, here this word is dumiya, right? We can get into dumiya from Duma here means silence, right? You can get into that right there. Let's go to today's daily psalm right here, because it has some interesting notes right here. But I think we just touched on just for the opening, right? This opening part. It is the predicate, right? His soul is silent submission, right? See, some point to, okay, what's the big thing about this word dumiya? Let's go over here, dumiya. You see dumiya right here? It's because some see Yah at the end of it, right? And they might take this as the name Yah, right? But it's not really Yah in that sense, right? Duma, to be silent, right? Do me. It's almost say like being silent, almost like a command, but silent. My soul, she is silent. This is what the dumiya. My soul, she is in stillness. She is in silence. So you see the word silence being brought out because here they're breaking down this root word right here, right? In silent submission. You see this right here, this part right there. In silent submission, take that off. In silent submission, can we highlight that right there? In silent submission. So my soul is in silent submission. He stopped that chatter in his psyche, right? Right? Like tefillah, the next Hebrew word in Psalm 109, verse 4, right? It is a predicate, right? His soul is silent submission. His soul, his psyche, his silent submission, altogether resigned to Elohim, to the creator, to the judge, without any purpose or action of its own. In other words, he's silencing his soul, right? Silencing his psyche. His salvation, right, comes from Elohim. Yea, Elohim Atzmo. Elohim himself is Yeshuato, his salvation. So that while Elohim is Elohayo, his Elohim, he is even already in possession of Yeshua, salvation, victory. And by virtue of it stands imperturbably firm, or firmly firm. So this is what's being brought out right here, right? Then it's going into the Rabbah part. But here, with that being said, let's scroll over here, right? Today's daily psalm. Okay, let's bring into the compare. Here we go, right here. So here we have the Aleph verse right here, right? Once again for Jedutun. More on that can be found in Psalm 39, right? Psalm 39. Yedutun, one of the choirsters, right? Yedutun from Yada means to praise. So it has a sense in Hebrew of they praise it, they praising, right? Yedutun, Yedutun. He was a Levite, right? Therefore, he had a kind of a right, right? So here his name is ascribed on some of the other psalms, right? As well, Yedutun. But his name, right? It's an Israelite name, means to be praising from Yada, which means to throw, to shoot, basically to hand, right? So you could throw and shoot something, Yada, or you could put your hands up, right? That's the Yada. You see right here where it says to throw a stone, it's a Yada, right? But especially in reverence, right, or worship, there we go right there. In reverence or worship, right there, reverence or worship, right, with extended hands, right? So that's the name, superscription right there. More on that in the earlier psalm, but here, let's pick up here the Aleph verse right here, Mizmor Samek Bait. Superscription in the first verse, La Menatziach, Al Yedutun, Mizmor LeDavid, Ak, El Elohim, Dumiya Nashi, Mimenu Awi Yeshuati, to the chief musician, to Jedutun, La Menatziach, Al Yedutun, Psalm of David, Mizmor LeDavid, a chant of David. So here in the KJV, the Ak part is the part that's being brought out as truly. Ak, El Elohim, Ak, truly, surely. Let's do this right here. We're here so we can bring this out. Where's the Ak? The Ak is right there. It's the H389. You see Ak, all right? Ak. Ak means indeed, right? Indeed. It makes me laugh right now. There's that guy Tilk on Stargate. You know, I don't know if you all know that, but he was like, indeed. He's all like, I'm saying, indeed. But this is that sense of Ak, indeed, surely. You can see it's an emphatic. In some senses, it can be more restrictive, like howbeit. Ak, like for real, howbeit. Only, I'll have sense of only, right? Yet. Let's go down here. It's akin to this right here. I can. Some of our Israelite ones and ones, you know, say kan, right? But actually it's ken. But I can is a fuller. I can means surely. I can surely. So like we're reasoning and somebody says something's right. I can, like surely, ak, like for sure, indeed, truly, right? So you can see that's right there. Let's go down here. So it has a sense of firmly. In the figurative sense of speech, it can be like surely, like, or truly. So the KJV brings it down in this, or like verily, like surely, truly, verily, firmly, right? So here, in this verse here, the opening verse right here, let's go to the Hebrew, right? La menatziach ala yedutuna mizmor LeDavid, ak, for sure, surely, truly, indeed, ak, el Elohim, to Elohim, dumiya, right? In stillness and silence, nafshi, dumiya, nafshi. So the word waiteth in Hebrew, you see the word dumiya right there, the H1747, right? Dumiya means silence, repose, right? Stillness, dumiya. It's a noun feminine. That's why it goes with nafshi, because the soul, nefesh, is feminine, right? So when he says, il ak, il Elohim dumiyanashi, right? Truly, surely, to the Creator, the Judge. The Elohim title is a significant title of Yahweh in the Psalm, calling on him as that Creator, Judge. Surely, right? Truly, for Elohim doth my soul wait in stillness. Right? So a little more better, in stillness. Right? In stillness. Or literally, right? Surely to Elohim, the stillness of my soul. Right? So the Hebrew more directly, surely, right? To Elohim, like to the Judge, to the Creator, right? The stillness of my soul. Right? You see the truly there only. They're bringing out right there only, or only, right there. You see, waiteth in the Hebrew is silent or stillness, in stillness, right? In stillness, right? Mimenu, from him, right? Mimenu, from him, Yeshuati, my salvation. So the word cometh is not there. I see that KJV put cometh there, but cometh is not there. Right? Instead it's saying from him my salvation. Mimenu Yeshuati. Mimenu Yeshuati. What do we have here? Here in verses 1 to 4, the only salvation in distress. Right? Only, or ak, truly, right? Truly, ak, indeed, ak, verily, ak, right? To Elohim, the Creator, the Judge alone, and to no one else, to nobody else. He and I turns in the hour of need. Ak, il Elohim, dumiya nafshi, the silence, dumiya, the dumiya, right? The silence, the repose, the silence. See, this comes from the word dhamma. What is dhamma? The root is dhamma, to cease, to cause to cease, right? But what it really means is to be dumb, to be silent. In other words, cutting out all the psychic chatter. You know, the worst thing when we go through worse situations is all the soul talk. That's probably the worst thing that happens sometimes. When we're going through problems, is the soul is just talking. She's just chattering and chattering. The soul, yes, she's just talking. But here he says, Ak, for sure, indeed, Il Elohim, to Elohim, Dumiya, Nafshi, the Dumiya, the dumbness, the silence. You know, we're ceasing all that chatter, cutting out all that psychical chatter. This is the sense of the humble resignation and that quiet confidence, that quiet confidence. Here the bait verse, the second verse. KJV first up. He only, my rock and my salvation, my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. Here, he is my high place. Right? Akua Surya Wia Shuatia Misagabi Alo Emota Rabba. So what do we have here? The Ak is again. You heard the Ak? The Ak in the first verse, right? Ak il Elohim. Indeed to Elohim. Here, the second verse. Ak who? Sure, for sure. Indeed he. Indeed who? Who is the pronoun in Hebrew for he? Ak, for sure, indeed, truly, he. Ak, who, or he, only he, only to Elohim, only he. Ak, il Elohim, ak, who, suri, right? Indeed, truly, he, only he is my rock, my strong place. With and Yeshuati. We shuati, and my salvation and my victory. Because in Hebrew, the word Yeshua is salvation, but it's also like a military campaign. To get the victory in a military campaign is Yeshua. So here the word rock, suri, my rock, suri, my rock. For the various terms in the verse as applied to Eloheinu, to Elohim, Yahweh, to he who be, right? He be my rock. Who he be who he be my salvation. Who he be my high tower, my high place. Miskabi, right? Miskabi, my high Tau, my high place, right? These are like midots or attributes applied to Yahweh Eloheinu, Ainai Elohim. For this word rock in Psalm 18, check it out in Psalm 18. In Psalm 18, roundabout Hebraically, the third verse, right, in the Hebrew, right? Greatly moved. Did you check that out right there? Where he says, I shall not be greatly moved. Now note as we go through the Psalm, later on he says, I shall not be moved. Just like a tree planted by the water, I shall not. So he goes from, I shall not be greatly moved, right? So you see what's going on here, even psychologically in his spirituality, nine spirituality, starting out by that declaration of that surety, Ak il Elohim, right? Indeed, only to Elohim. Ak huwa tzuri, only he is my rock. We Yeshuati, and my salvation. Misagabi, he is my miskab, my height, my abstraction, my high tower, right? My abstract place, my inaccessible place. You know, in Hebrew, this word also miskab from sagab can mean like abstraction, you know, like my abstract place. You know what I mean? You know, my inaccessible place, my miskab, right? My miskab. There, KJV says defense, the notes basically say high place, miskabi, right? So who is Yahweh? He is my rock. I notice the three attributes here, the Trinity, the three attributes of he who be, who he be. Who he be? He be my rock. He be my salvation. He be my high tower, aka my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. Lo emot rabba. Lo emot rabba. Lo, not emot. I'm moving rabba. Nuff. I'm gonna be moving, but I'm not gonna be moving rabba. Lo emot. I will not move rabba. I will not be much moved. I will not be the word rab here, right? Rab, much, many, rabba. I will not be abundantly move very much, right? What do we have here? Emot rabba, move much, but lo, that's like not. Lo emot, right? Emot, I move. Lo emot, I don't move. Lo emot rabba, I don't move much, right? Being a weak mortal, he, right, cannot but react to the pressure of adverse circumstances and be moved. He'll say, I'm never moved. No, he's like, I'm not going to be moved much, right? Very much. Because as a weak mortal, one cannot but react to the pressure of adverse circumstances and be moved. However, Ak il Elohim, for sure, indeed to Elohim, right? However, his trust in Eloheinu saves him from being greatly rabba, nuffly, disturbed and overweight, right? With a feeling of hopelessness. Here to the Gamel, the Gimel verse, the Gamel verse. How long will y'all imagine mischief against a man? Question. Y'all shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall, tottering fence. The other parts, the italicized words, forget about them. They're not there, right? But here the Hebrew, ad ana, going on until like when? How long? Ad ana, te hotetu al ish. How long will y'all set upon a man? Te hotetu, y'all setting all against ish. How long will y'all set against the ish? Ad ana te hotetu al ish. Te ratchu kulkem. Te ratchu, y'all shall be murdered. No, for real. Ratzach, right? If it's harag is just a kill. Harag is a kill, right? But here it says ratza. He basically said, y'all all are going to be murdered. Yeah, the Hebrews. Here he says, tiratchu, y'all be murdered, kulkem, all of y'all, right? All of y'all speaking to these men and people crowding in on him. Y'all gonna be slain, all of you, all of you. He says, tiratchu kulkem, kakira natuya, gadira hadachuya. As a leaning wall, as a what? As a bowing wall, a natui, right here, a wall that's stretched out, like that's warped, right? A warped wall, kakir, like a kir. What's a kir? A wall, the side of a house. Kakir natui, as a leaning or bowing wall, right? Gadira hadachuya. Gadir. What's the Gadir? All right, the Gadir is a fence. Gadir, what kind of fence or enclosure? Right? As a fence and enclosure, hadachuya. Right? That is dakha. What is dakha? That's pushed over. Right? That's pushed over, like thrust over. You know, like a fence. You know, you ever seen it when the fence, like people have been pushing on the fence? It's like that's what y'all gonna be like. What Dawid is saying to these enemy ops and adversaries. What's that word over here? Circumvallation. I like that. A circumvallation, right? That which goes around a fence. So what is being said here? First, he begins off, says, how long? Ad ana. How long? Tehotetu. KJV says from hatat. Hatat is to shout out, to be frantic. You're frantic. You're manic. Right? You're overwhelmed. Imagine mischief. But this word hata, right, is like to break in. You're breaking in. You're breaking out. You're assailing. But BDB brings it out in the Poel sense to shout out, to be frantic. You're frantic. You're breaking in. You seem to overwhelm. You're imagining mischief, right? Setting upon a man in what way? Like being shouting at, frantic, breaking in, overwhelming, imagining mischief. Ad ana tehotatu, all ish, against a ish. In other words, all of y'all against a ish, right? Against a what? Against a ish, against a man, right? Against a man. Addressed to his persecutors, I persecutors and false prosecutors in indignation, right? In indignation. Ad ana tehotatu al ish. Terat chokolkem. Y'all gonna be murdered. You're gonna be slain. He's addressing this to his persecutors in indignation at their unjust treatment. Also, we can see the suggestion of the futility of their efforts to fell to the ground one, all of them against all ish. They're against a ish, one man, right? Not men, but one man. They want to fell to the ground one who is upheld Beloheinu, by Elohim, Yahweh Eloheinu. Now the Hebrew verb occurs only here, right? This Hebrew verb, hatat, right? Hatat only occurs here, and its root meaning is to rush in upon a person with menacing cries and hand raised to strike. This is the sense of this word. So when Dawid is saying, Ad ana, like Ad ana, how long? Tehotatu, you're setting upon, you're imagining mischief. It's not just sitting back, oh, I wish we could do this, I wish we could do that to him. No. The Hebrew word here means to rush in upon a person. How long are you going to rush in upon one man, right, with menacing cries, being all frantic, and your hands raised up like you're about to strike? That's why Dawid says in the next part, where the King James softens it somewhat, you shall be slain, all of you. But actually the Hebrew is more forceful. Ratzah, you shall be murdered. When it says lo tirzach, the command is lo tirzach, not thou shalt not kill, but thou shalt not murder. Lo tirzach. Because according to Yahweh's command, we had to kill when we had to kill. but thou shalt not murder. But Dawid is saying to these ones, right, that are rushing in upon him, but rushing in upon a man with a menacing, frantic cries and their hands raised, ready to strike. He says, what? He said, Tiratzchu, all y'all murdered. Kul kem, all of y'all. Y'all, speaking to many, all of y'all. Right? So the force of this, you know, I looked at this in the Hebrew, I said, chant. All the translators try to translate as slain and you'll be killed. You know, you're going to die. No. Dawid is more forceful here. Right? It's more forceful. He says, y'all going to be as what? A bowing wall, right? Kekir natui, right? And as a tottering fence. Gadira hadachuya, like a pushed over fence, a leaning wall or a bowing wall. Under their assault, they compare him. They're thinking of him, right, to a wall, right? They're thinking of him to a wall, right? But he's flipping it on them right here, right? He's flipping it on them right here, right? Which bows and blows and push have inclined from the perpendicular, right? And is about to collapse. So, you know, when you're standing upright perpendicular, when you start leaning, you're leaning. All right, give a whole new expression to lean. All right, but here, the Dalet verse right here, the fourth verse of today's daily psalm. Here, let's go KJV. They only consult to cast down from his excellency. Note this also, it's they and it's him. Right? It's not they and they, but it's all of them against him. They only consult to cast down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouths, but they curse inwardly. Selah, pause. Right? In the inward parts. Let's bring out the Hebrew. Here we got another ak. Now notice the translation. They say they only. Right? Indeed they consult. Right? Indeed, for sure, surely, verily they consult. Ak, miseito. Aka miseito ya'atzua le hadiyach. Yertzua kazaba besio. Ye bareku u be kirbama yek'alelu. Selah. They bless, ye bareku, they bless, u bikrbam, but in their kareb, the inner part, bikrbam, u bikrbam, in the inward part, ye kalalu, they are cursing. Remember the baraka, kalala, ye kalalu. So they're blessing, be blessed and highly favored, but they scheming. Here, aka. Mise toa ya'atzua lea hadiyach. Yertzua kazab. Yertzu kazab. They delight in kazab, in lies. Befio, right, in their mouth. Yebareku. They bless. They barak, barukata, brakata. They brakata. Uabik rabam, but in their heart, in the innermost of the innocence, the kareb, ubik rabam, yik alalu, selah. What do we have here? Right? They only devise to thrust him down from his height. Now here, you see what's the excellency? Excellency is se'et, right? Here in the Hebrew it says, aka miseeto, ak miseeto, se'et, miseeto, right? Ak, for sure, me from se'eto, his elevation, his exaltation, right? His height, right? That sense of excellency from his elevation, his exaltation, his rank. They want to pull him down from his rank, his exalted position. We're speaking about Dawid here, right? This means more live Dawid. They seem to pull him down from his exalted position as Melech, as Negus, right? They only consult, right? They're consulting to do this. They're consultants, ya'at. Ya'at means to advise. So the full verse here, it says, ak, misa'eto ya'atsu, Ya'atsua le hadiyah. Ya'atsu le hadiyah. Right? Here. They only consult. They ya'atsu, they are consulting. They're consultants now, right? To do what? To nadach. Hada. Where we have right here. Ya'atsu le hadiyah. Right? They want to nadach. They want to thrust, to push them over. They need to push over. Right? You see impel, thrust, go down here. To push off, to push down. Right? They delight, and how they do it? Because of their delight in lies. Right? They take delight in lies. Verse here, yersu kaza. Yersu, they ratza is to be pleased with. They're pleased with lies. They don't like the truth. You tell them the truth, they frown on their face. They get upset. They're going to want, they get murderous intent if you tell them the truth. But if you lied to them, they love it. They pleased with it. We like that right there. They delight in lies. Here it says Yerzu Kazab, delight in lies. The allegation that Dawid neglected his duty. That was the lie in the time of Absalom and the rebellion that was going on. The lie was that Dawid, right, had neglected his duty as Melech, as king and as judge, right? And that an aggrieved person had no chance to redress, no chance of redress, like redressing the wrong done to him. If you go to 2 Samuel, 2 Shemuel, chapter 15, verse 2, that is the very allegation, and that was the very lie. So when it says they delight in lies, Yerutsu, kazab, right? There's kazab there, lie, untrue, kazab. They delight in lies. So that was a lie that they were spreading right there. Last part of this verse here, it says, they bless with their mouths, right? Befio, but in the Hebrew here, it's actually like, okay. Bifio, you can say their mouth, like his mouth, their mouth is his mouth. Bifio, right? By his mouth, by their mouth, yebareku. They are baraking, they're blessing. Barakata, with their mouth. However, right, they curse inwardly, right? Or big erbam, in their kereb, the kereb is like the midst, in their midst, right? In the faculty of their thought and their emotion, see? Right? The faculty, the seat of their thought, their emotion, in the innermost of the innocent, right? Within, right? Outwardly they're doing this, but inwardly what's going on? Ubik erbam, in their inwards, yik alelu. Right? I didn't say kalalu, I say yik alelu. Yik alelu, kalal. What's kalal? To be slight, trifling. But if you've been studying the Torah of I and I, you know this is to curse, right? Curses. Yahuwah put before his people baraka, right, and kalala, and you could choose, right? So they made their choice. They're blessing with their mouth, but they are cursing. Notice this inwardly. Selah, dia, salma. Here. They who pretend to be loyal to the throne, and they glorify the king. They say, long live King David, long live the king. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, right? With their words, with their mouth. Bifio. But had very different sentiments, right? They had very different sentiments, right? Buried deep within the kereb, in their inward parts. So here. We're at the Dalet verse right here. First section address right here, right? The only salvation in distress, right? The next section right here, verses 5 to 8, the trust in Elohim is repeated. Trusting in the Creator, right? The Creator aspect of Yahuwah, trusting in the Judge, right? Is repeated right here in the Hey verse. Hey, my soul wait thou only upon Elohim, for my expectation from him. My expectation, my tikva, right? Tikva, hope. See, tikva, the word for hope is based on cord, like a cord, tikva. It's almost like the sense of what you hoping is like you've roped and you're drawing it to yourself. That's the Hebrew sense of hope, right? Connected like a cord, you're pulling it to you. That's the sense that he literally a cord, attachment, right? Expectancy, often translated as hope, right? But let's bring out the Hebrew verse right here. Ak, another ak. Ak lelohim domi nafshi, domi nafshi. Kia mimenu tikawati, ki mimenu tikvati, tikvati. Modern Hebrew, ki mimenu tikvati. Ancient point in ki mimenu tikwati, tikwati. So he says, Ak, for sure, Ak, lelohim, to Elohim, of Elohim, in the almighty power. Here, he is actually speaking to his soul, right? Here he's speaking to his soul, his psyche, his nefesh, the nefesh. Ak, lelohim, domi, wait, be silent. Damam, you see the word damam for wait? Be silent, right? Be silent. See, it's saying you wait, but actually be dumb. In other words, stop speaking, stop all that psychic chatter. He's telling his soul, the soul without instruction is headed for self-destruction. So he's instructing his soul. Ak lelohim dominavshi. Ki, because ki mimenu, from him, tikwati, comes my expectancy, comes my hope, my expectancy, right? So here, what do we have? Trust in Elohim repeated. The acknowledgement of a munato, his faith, his trust, his yea and amen, that he had proclaimed in the earlier verse, in verse 1, as a guiding principle of his life, of his liberty, he and I now addresses to his soul, to his psyche, right? The psyche in the New Covenant sense, psyche in the Koine Greek is the correspondence of nefesh, that's the soul, the seat of one's feelings, thoughts, emotion, active will, sense of self, right? He addresses his soul to fortify her, to fortify his psyche, to fortify her in a testing time. So he says, indeed, lelohim to Elohim, domi, be silent, nafshi, O my soul, domi, nafshi, be silent, O my soul, my psyche. Stop all that psychic chatter in this Christ. Ki mimenu, for from him, tikwati, comes my tikwa. Once again, the tikwa or tikva, modern Hebrew tikva, right? The tikva is a cord. You see the cord, right? An attachment. Because the ancient sense of hope was like that what you hope for is like you kind of attach with a cord and you pull it to yourself, right? Yes. So right here to the wow verse. Let's go to the wow verse, right? Here to the 6th verse right here, right? The Vav. It says, he only, my rock and my salvation, my defense, I shall not be moved. You see the change? You see the change? Earlier said, I'm not going to be greatly moved. He's working on himself, working on I and I self, right? And then now he comes with that psychic fortified by the spirit of truth, by Yahweh, he who be who he be in spirit and in truth. Now he says he only he, right? The Hebrew, aku, for sure, indeed, he himself and none other. Aku suri. Only he is my rock, right? My sure place. Aku suriya we Yeshuati, and my Yeshua, my salvation, my deliverance, my victory. Misagabi, my high tower, my sublimity. Lo emot, not emot, lo emot. Remember before? He said, lo emot rabba. I will not be rabba, nuff emot, nuff move. Here he says, lo emot. Rabba is gone. The Rabba is gone. It's lo emot, right? The Rabba being much or greatly, right? So you see that strength, that confidence. I shall not. Once again, it's that affirmation, that key word, ak, indeed, verily, ak, who, right? Indeed, he, right? None other he, right? Sori, my rock. We shuati, with and Yeshuati, with Yeshuati all together now. We shuati, misagabi, my high tower, lo emot. Lo emot, lo emot, lo emot. It's like a tree planted by the waters. Lo emot. The omission of greatly of Rabba, right? In this verse, right? Here we have repetition of what was at the second verse. This is very significant. Now that a trial of emunato, of his faith, his faithfulness, his truthworthiness has come upon him, his credit in the divine reality has come upon him, his self-confidence has grown stronger. It's stronger, it's strengthened here. This is a strengthened verse, right? He's stronger here. Akud suri wi shuati miskabi lo emot. Here to the Zion. Seventh verse right here. In God, in Elohim, my Yeshua, my salvation, my glory, the rock of my strength, my refuge, in Elohim, in the almighty power. Here. He says all Elohim, like on Elohim. So what he's saying here in the Hebrew is like on, when people say on God, he's like, this is what he's saying. He's saying on God, all Elohim on God. Right? He says all Elohim Yishai, my Yasha, my Yeshua, Yishai, all Elohim Yishai, or Kavodi, and my glory, Sora Uzi. Right, Sor Uzi, right, Sor Uzi, right, the rock of my strength, the Sor Uzi. This is my Uzi. Talk about Uzi. This is the Uzi. This is where the Uzi come from, right? This is divine Uzi, right? Sor Uzi, Machsi, my place to Hasa, Machse, my refuge. Machse is a refuge. Here he says Machsi, my refuge, Be'Elohim, Be'in Elohim, all together, Be'Elohim, all Elohim Yish'i, Ukavodi Yasur Uzi, Machsi, Be'Elohim. Here, he's saying upon Elohim, on God, right? On Elohim, Yish'i. On Elohim is Yish'i, is my Yeshua. On Elohim, all Elohim Yishai, and Kabodi, and my glory. Sor, rock, Uzi, and the rock of my strength, Uzi. That's this word right here. Strength here from the Oz, Oze, Uzi, right? And the Sor, Uzi, Machsi, my refuge, Be'Elohim, is in the almighty power. The issue rests. You're saying basically I don't have to be, psychic chatter and worrying and all this stuff because all this rests upon Elohim. All Elohim. You say on this, on that, like you're saying basically on God. All Elohim. These words right here, the on God right here. All Elohim. Here we go right there. All Elohim. Right? On God. Yishai. So the issue rests with him, right? And he brings out these attributes, right? Yishai, right? My salvation, Kabodi, my glory, Sur Uzi, my rock of my strength, Machsi, my refuge, is all in Elohim. The glory here, referring to the regal dignity. Remember, Dawid is as king, right? At this particular point right here in the narrative. At this particular point in the narrative. Hold on, Chabarim. Let's see right here. Okay, we already hit that time right there. Yes, we're going into the grace period right here. Yeah. Yes,
Yo, TG. I hear me. My life.
Psalm 62. Truly my soul waiteth upon God. From him cometh my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. See, my soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God hath spoken once. Twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy. For thou renderest to every man according to his work, 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 work.
Aim for your goal from a penny weight.
למנצח על ידותו מזמור לדוד אך אל אלוהים דומיה נפשי ממנו ישועתי אך הוא צורי בישועתי נשגבי לא אמות רבה עד אנה תאותתו על איש תרצחו כולכם כקיר נטוי ודרת דחויה אך מצאתו יעצו להדיח ירצו חזב בפיו יברכו ובקרבה מקללו סלע אך אלוהים דומי נפשי כי ממנו תקוותי אך הוא צורי בישועתי נשגבי לא אמות על אלוהים ישרי וכבודי צור עוזי מחציב אלוהים פתחו בו בכל עת עם שפכו לפניו לבבכם אלוהים מחצה לנו סלע אך הבל בן אדם כזב בן איש במאזניים לעלות המה מהבל יחד אל תמתחו בעושק ובגדל אל תהבלו חיל תהיינו ואל תשיתו לב אחת דיבר אלוהים שתיים זו שמעתי יעוז אלוהים ממך אדוני חסד כי אתה תשלם לאיש כמעשהו.
Yes. So here to fulfill this right here, today's daily psalm, right here. So where are we? So on this verse right here, just to share that right there. One more verse in this section right here. This section, verses 5 to 8, right? So it goes to the 8th verse right here. We love that verse, Al Elohim, on Elohim. I say on God, on God the matter rests, So I'm not going to stress myself. So right here, we're at the 8th verse right here. Trust in him at all times. People, pour out your heart before him. Elohim, the creator, the judge, a refuge for us, for I and I, Selah. Right here, the Hebrew right here. Bitachu abau bekol eita Sifaku, shifku alefanayo lebabikem Elohim amachse lanu Selah. Bitachu, but batach, to trust, batach. Bitachu, all of y'all trust, be sure, be confident, be confident, be bold, be secure, right? Like almost like the flee for like refuge, right? But the figurative sense of the bitachu, speaking to you all, bitachu, bitachu. It's a command, it's imperative, right? Batach, he was sure, he was bold, he was confident. Batach, bitachu, trust, be confident, be sure. Bitachu, here, bitachu ba'u. Here's the words right here in the Hebrew. Bitachu ba'u. right? Ba'u, 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 in him. Bitahu, ba'u, be confident, trust in him. Trust in him, the call 8, in all all 8, in all 8. Bitahu ba'u, the call 8, people, right? People, the ye, there's no ye peoples. So this verse here, right, we brought out as people, right? Trust y'all in him in all time, at all times, right here. He goes on to say right here to pour out, pour out. Here we have shifku, 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 to pour, the literal sense of pour out from shafak, shafak, shifku, shifku, pour out, spill out, right? Pour out, like to spill forth with a blood, libation, liquid metal, or even a solid, right? But in this context right here, we have shifku, lifanaya, pour out for his presence, in his presence, libab became, your lebab, your heart, hearticle. Shifkua lifanayo, lebab became, your lebab. Let's bring out the lebab. Lebab is like the inner man, the mind, right? It's the heart. Lab is heart, but then we have the term lebab, right? Building on lab, heart, lebab, right? The inner part, the midst. So what is the heart? He breaks the heart is like the center of things, in the heart of the sea, right? I mean, like the midst of the sea. So it's like the midst, the heart of man, and connected with the soul, the mind, the thinking, the inclination, the will, the determination, the conscience, the moral character, the seat of the appetites, hearticle, right? The labab, the seat of the emotions and passions, right? The seat of courage, right? The heart, right? As the most interior organ. Right, so like be honest, like be intimate and honest. Just pour out before him. Right, notice that the relationship with Yahweh Eloheinu, Shifkua Lifanayo Lebab Bekem. Pour out your heart before him. Elohim, the creator, the judge. Elohim, Machse Lanu. Right? Remember the previous verse was Machsi, right? Where it says, the rock of my strength, Sur Uzi, Machsi, Belohim is in Elohim. Then notice how the ideas connect right here. He says the Elohim is Machsi, my Machse. Right? So here we have the word for refuge. Machase, Machse. What is Machse? It's a shelter, right? A refuge, right? From rain, from storm, from danger, from chazab, from lies, from falsehood, sheker, from all of that. He's the shelter, right? The shelter. But notice what he says right here. He says Elohim, in this part here, near the end of the verse, he says, Elohim machse lanu, for anu. Anu is us in Hebrew, anu. La, for, le, anu, lanu. Elohim machse lanu. He is a shelter, a refuge for us. So previous verse it says that on God, Al Elohim, rests my salvation, Yishai, Ukabodi, and my glory, my kingly dignity. Remember Dawid here in Mizmor Samek Beit, Psalm 62, there's a crisis going on here. Right? So appreciate loving the crisis can help us apply this in our own life and liberty. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in Elohim, is in the Creator, is in the Judge. So now here's the message. Trust in him at all times, people. B'tuchu ba'ua b'kol ait people. Some say that the word people and ye people, they say the words may be spoken to David's adherents. Some don't see that this David is speaking this to the people, but actually these are the words of Devarim that might have been spoken by David's adherents, those who are followers of David. See, if you look at 2 Samuel, this is for those who seek to study, 2 Samuel, Shemuel, 2 Samuel, chapter 17, round about verse 2 is a good comparison for this verse right here. Those who are David's adherents, right, followers of David, who are of David, whose faith, right, was not firm as his. So some say that this is being addressed to those who are following David in his crisis, but their faith was not as firm as his faith, right, was. And they may have been wavering, right? Therefore, they were reminded, trust in him, right? Not so much in me, like if I'm Dawi, not so much in me, yes, in me because he chose me. However, trust y'all in him, right? Trust y'all in him at all times to strengthen those who were following David during this crisis, but their emunah, their credit, they didn't have a firm faith, a high enough credit as David's credit was, right? And they might have been wavering. But some say that preferably this verse is actually, even though that's an application from 2 Samuel chapter 17, verse 2, that this verse overall is an exhortation to the Beit Yisrael, the Beta Israel, the house of Israel in general. Added, some say, to the psalm when it became used in public worship. So some look at this verse as becoming part of a verse of public worship that might have been added, right, to take themselves the trust in Elohim that alone, right, shown through David's life. So taking that example of David, what's so interesting is that in this verse, the last part, the part that's highlighted, Elohim machseh lanu, right, Selah, Diasama, pause, interlude there. It's building on the verse before where it's more my rock, right? He is the rock of my strength, my refuge, right, is in Elohim. And now we have the next verse that follows becomes an exhortation to the people, right? And then the similar words that Elohim is a refuge. As Elohim is a refuge for me, Elohim is a refuge for I and I. He's a refuge for I. He's a refuge for I and I. Elohim machseh lanu selah. Now here we have a selah pause, and here to the final portion of today's daily psalm right here. We have verses 9, right? Verses 9 to 12. Right, KJVY, verses 9 to 12. This section is titled or themed Grounds for Confidence. So he just told the people to bitachon, have bitachon, how much trust, bitachon, how much bitachon do you have? How much trust do you have? You know, how much emunah, how much credit do you have? Here is the grounds, right? He's laying out the groundation, the grounds for confidence, for that trust that he's mentioned in the previous verse. In this final section, today's daily psalm, Mizmor Samek Beit, Psalm 62, right? So here he says, surely men of low degree, vanity. Men of high degree, a lie. To be laid in the balance, they altogether than vanity. They altogether than vanity. They are like altogether, they are like, right? Vanity, altogether. The words that I italicized are not there Hebraically. So here, he says, ak. Again, we got to have that ak. Ak, indeed, for sure, verily, surely, right? Ak, hebel. Ak, hebel b'nei adama kazaba b'nei isha bit me ozanayim la alota heima meya hebela yachad. Heima, they, meya hebel yachad. They are all together from vain. It's an interesting Hebrew sense right here. First part of the verse, ak. This ak right here for sure, right? Surely, right? Here, this part. He says ak, hebel. Hebel is like a vapor. Hebel, let's bring it up here. Hebel, it says surely men. We'll get back to that. Men of low degree, right? Men of low degree vanity. So it's 1892, right? Hebel. Someone said Havel. Havel, Habel, Hebel, Hebel. What is Hebel? Hebel is a breath, a vapor. It is like a vapor, right? And Hebel is also vanity. Why in Hebrew is Hebel vapor, like of a breath vapor, but it's also in a figurative sense vanity because it lacks substance, right? The whole idea of vanity is that something that is unsubstantial. You know what I mean? You know, like when it's cold out and the little breath, like little vapor go out the mouth and it's gone. It's gone. It's nothing. Where'd it go? It's breath. It's vapor. So literally, it's vapor, a breath, right? But in the Hebrew, this then has a secondary sense of emptiness, vanity, right? It's transitory. It's unsatisfactory. It's not substantial, right? So here he speaks about two kinds of men, right? The first kind is the men of low degrees, right? The first kind is the men of low degrees, right? The men of low degrees. Ak, Hebel, surely, indeed, vain, B'nai Adam, the sons of Adam, the sons of men, right? Ak, Hebel, B'nai Adam, the sons of men, right, are those of low degree, right? And then it goes on and it says right here, right? Kazab, a lie, Kazab, B'nai Ish, is men of high degrees. Literally in the Hebrew, saying the sons of Adam are Hebel, is like a vapor, right? And the sons of Ish are a lie. See, Ish is a term for men of, like, for example, when Dawid says, how long will you go al Ish, like against a man, right? He's a Ish. He's a Ish in the sense that he's a man of rank, of station, right? So the B'nai Ish, right, is like men of rank or station, and the B'nai Adam is like the rank and file, right? Like the difference between the Levites and the priests, right? The priests were like the Ish. They had men of an important role and responsibility. Then you had the rank and file, which are just the sons of men, right? So there's a Hebrew term, and then he bring it out in translation. Although you see behind the word low degree, there's no Strong's word. Instead, next to men, there's two words, right? Next to men, there's two words, right? It says Ish, right? And here it says Adam, right? And here it says Ben, right? So what is being said here? The translation fails. Most translations fail, right, to reproduce the important introductory Ak, right? Now here the KJV says surely, right? But no, the same surely Ak here is the same as it was when it says truly, right? Surely can go there as well, right? But most translations also don't really bring out the low degrees, high degrees does bring out a good translation to English, but it's interesting the difference between Adam and Ish, right? So one man, and sometimes you could be B'nai Adam, right, son of man, and another time you're B'nai Ish. If you have an important role like to play, like I said, like a chief man, a great man, if he does a uckery, he has to pay more, right? Because to whom more is given, more is required. But now what Dawid is saying right here is very interesting. He's saying for sure men of low degree are vanity, a breath, a hebel, right? And men of high degree, right, the B'nai Ish, right, are a kazab, a lie, to be laid in the balance, to be laid in the balance. What do we have? Bin, mo, bin, Moznaim, B'moznaim la alot, B'moznaim la alot. The Hebrew of this is interesting, right? Because it says if they be laid in the balance, the Hebrew is in the balances to go up. So here's the word we have mozen, mozen. Mozen is a singular one right there. In the verse it says B'moznaim. B'moznaim, the im at the end. B'moznaim, in the moznaim, in the scales, in the balances. So the Hebrew has a sense of in the balances, la alot, in the balances to go up. You know when you have a scales and you put something on a scale, the balances start to move around. They go up, right? In the balances. So like, let's just say like in the weighing. right? If they be laid in the balances, the Hebrew, bir moznaim alot, right, in the balances to go up. On the scales, they register no weight. The pan ascends. So on the scale, when it registers no weight, the pan ascends. It's just like there's nothing. They jiggle around a little bit, but there's really no weight. So this is like them being weighed right here. They are all together. It says lighter than vanity. The word lighter is not there. The Hebrew says Hema me hebel yachad. Hema, they themselves, me hebel, from vanity, yachad. They are together. They are, here's the word yachad, right? They are united, right? Yachad, right? They're united. They're together, right? They're like a unit, right? So he's saying that it doesn't really matter, right? Because there were men of low degrees that was fighting against him in the conspiracy, and there was men of high station that was fighting against him, right? It doesn't matter if they were a high station man or low station man. They are all together than vanity. So the Hebrew preposition suggests comparison. So literally in the Hebrew, it basically says that they from vanity together. Literally. Hema me hebel yachad. So the may, that it can be like from, may, me hebel, from, vain. In Hebrew, that suggests comparison. So when you use in Hebrew like from this, from that, is often a way of doing comparison, right? And more probably the sense is that they are all together of vanity. They are together vain, just a breath, a vapor, unsubstantial. They all consist of nothing else than a breath that has no substance, right? And thus the hebel, breath, vapor, right? Vain, right? Here today, gone tomorrow. So there's some important notes right here. Low degree, high degree, right? The Hebrew is the same as in another psalm. In Psalm 49, check out Psalm 49, round about verse 2, verse 3, where it says, both low and high, rich and poor, all together. When you read it in the Hebrew, the low says B'nai Adam, sons of Adam. The high says B'nai Ish. So there's a very important note there in Psalm 49, round about verse 2, verse 3, concerning men of low degrees, the sons of Adam, B'nai Adam, and men of high degrees, the B'nai Ish. But here the reference is to the men of varying status, that were among Absalom, his son's followers. Remember, this was during the time when his son went against him, and there was all that confusion in Israel. So what's being expressed here is the men of the various statuses. So amongst Absalom's pack, there were those who were low degrees, just rank and file, and there were some very important people, even some who were, loyal or seemed to be loyal to David, that had jump sign, right? So right there, the wealth and influence that distinguished them from the masses were without stability. So even though the men of a high degree, he says kazab, they're lie. Yeah, they have a high station. They may have wealth and influence that distinguish them from the B'nai Adam, the rank and file sons of Adam, right, and other human beings, but it's without stability, right, and could easily be swept away, right? So all the wealth that they have, all the influence they have, and we're seeing this in these latter days and time, can easily be swept away, and they themselves can fade away. Here. Let's go to the 10th, right? The 10th verse right here, right? Today is daily psalm. Here. The 10th verse right here. 10th verse right here. Trust not. Remember the other verse said trust in him. Here it says, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart. The words upon them are not there, but the context is appreciate love, right? But set not your heart. the sense, the Hebrew is more forcibly like that. Set not your heart. But the sense in the English way could be like, it's saying don't set your heart on that. But it's don't set your heart. Right? Don't set it. Right? Al tiva techu. Al tiba techu. Al don't tiba techu. Tiba techu. Al tib techu. Tib techu. Don't set, don't trust here. Trust not, don't trust. Be oshek. Be oshek. 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 Oshek is oppression, down pression. Or be gazelle, and then gazelle is like robbery. Ube gazelle ala tehebalu. Like don't put your like hope, like vain hope, right? You know, right? It says chayil, right? Chayil. Interesting. We have the word chayil here, right? We have the word chayil, right? Chayil corresponds here in the translation to riches. You see what it says? If riches, the H2428, that's the word chayil. Chayil. And we have chayil, right? Riches. It's strength, it's might, whatever makes one strong. Wealth, army, strength, ability, wealth, force, army. In this sense, right, is brought out as wealth, right? Chayil, right? You have chayil, right? Chayil, ki, right? Yanub, right? Chayil, riches, kia yanub ala tashitu lay. Al don't tashitu lay. Don't set heart. Don't set heart. Literally, don't set, like, y'all don't set heart. Allah tashitu lay. So here, this is one of the tristics, like 3-part kind of verses right here. You see the verses like in a roughly a 3 to 4 part setup. First, trust not in oppression. Trust not in oshek, oppression, extortion, oshek. Hebraically, injury, fraud in a subjective sense. Injury, fraud, right? Distress, unjust gain. From the root ashak, to press upon, right? To violate, to defraud, to do wrong, to get something deceitfully, wrong, to extort. This is the verb here, right? This is the verb right here. Ashak, right? And then we have right here the noun, right? Oshek. So the verb ashak, the noun, right? The noun oshek, right? So here it says, as the means of gaining an unworthy end. Instead, as the 8th verse said, trust in him at all times. Trust in him. Right? Trust in him at all times. Here, this verse is telling us, don't. Tiva techu. Don't trust oshek. Don't trust in fraud, in downpression, right? Instead, trust in him at all times. If your aims are worthy and have his sanction, his baraka, even he who be, may be depended upon to bring them to fruition, to make them fruitful, right? Next part of the verse, and become not vain in robbery. Ube gazel ala tehibalu, tehibalu, and become not what? Habal. Look at that. Remember we said Hebel? Hebel was what? Vain, right? Breath, vapor, right? So here is to act empty. Here's the act empty. So it says u and be in gazel, robbery, gazel, uva gazel, ube gazel ala tehibalu. Don't be habal. Don't be like empty, right? Don't be vain, right? Don't be like a breath, right? Specifically to lead astray. Don't be led astray. Don't be vain in your act. Don't be vain in your word. Don't be vain in your expectation. Put not what it says, vain hope in robbery, right? Make not vain, right? Become not vain. But the sense of the Hebrew, like, don't put a vain hope, right, in gazelle. Gazelle, here's a gazelle. Gazelle, right, robbery, something plundered. Gazelle, robbery, something plundered from gazal. Gazal is to tear something away, to rob something, to snatch, to pluck off something, right? So don't trust in that, right? Don't trust in that. Better become not vain, right? Become not vain, right? In robbery, hoping, right? In this falsity, right? Of snatching and stealing, right? As in Job, right? Job chapter 27, round about verse 12. Job chapter 27, verse 12. Take note of that, Chaverim. That's as you study that, it'll kind of expand this thought here. Ill-gotten gains will yield no permanent advantage. You might get a temporary advantage, but no permanent advantage. You'll get a temporary advantage, but a permanent setback. Ube gazel ala tehibalu. Right? Now here. If riches increase, right? If riches increase, word for riches, chayil. Chayil in the sense of riches, like riches, power, strength. If riches increase, chayil, kia yanuba ala ta shitu leib. Al ta shitu leib. If riches increase, chayal, right? Kia yanub. Kia yanub. What? Noob. Noob means to bear fruit, right? Right? Kia yanub. So if chayil, if your translator says riches, but we went into the chayil, and that's also power, strength, force, right? Can be riches. But if that kiyanu, if that bears fruit, if your power, if your riches bear fruit, chayil kiya yanub, yanub, you see the word noob, Nubian, noob in Hebrew means to bear fruit, to make to flourish, right? To germinate, to flourish. Also, you see what it says? Also of words. Noob can be of words, uttering words. But it says, Chayil Kiya Yanub, al, don't, al tashitu lay. Al tashitu lay. Do not shitu, al tashitu, don't put, don't set, right? Don't set, don't put, right? Lay. Don't put heart. Don't put heart. Set not heart thereon. Do not think that the influence that goes with wealth, right, has the power of accomplishing your purposes when they are rara, when they are harmful, hurtful, bad, evil. Therefore, if you see riches increase, chayel kia yanu, right, in the possession of evil men, of rishaim, do not be envious of what seems to be their good fortune, and be not tempted to imitate their bad example, is what's being brought out right here, to the Yod Aleh first. Yod Aleh first, 11th verse right here. Elohim have spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power to Elohim, power of Elohim, power is Elohim's, right? Strength, power, right? Here we have the Oz, as the Uzi, Oz, sense of power. Let's get the Hebrew, right? Achata diber, achat, one time, diber, right? Spoken. Achata diber Elohim, shetayim zu, right? Twice this, Shema'iti, I heard. Achata diber Elohim shtaim zu, or shtaim in modern Hebrew. They say like shtaim zu. Achata diber Elohim shtaim zu, Shema'iti. Ki oz le'Elohim. Ki for oz, le'Elohim. Elohim, for Oz, strength, right, is of Elohim. Elohim spoke once, Achat diber Elohim. But I heard it twice, or twice this I have heard. Shtaim zu shamayati. Shitayim zu shamayati. I've heard it twice. What? Ki, 4 O's lelohim. 4 O's is of Elohim, is Elohim's. So what do we have here? That strength belongs, the idea is strength belongs to Elohim. O's belongs to Elohim. Once, achat, twice, shitayim. Achat, shtaim. Achat, shtaim. Once, achat, twice, shitayim, shtaim. Shitayim contracted shtaim. This is an idiom signifying repetition in Hebrew. Achat, shtaim, you know what I mean? Like once, twice, achat, shitayim, twice. A Hebraic idiom signifying repetition. Shamayati, shamayati, shamayati. I have heard. I have shamai, right? I have shamai. Somebody says shema, right, to me, and I say shamayati. I have heard. I have heard, right? I've heard this, right? Zu shamayati. The psalmist claims that the doctrine he proclaims is not his own invention. So here's like when Rabbeinu Yeshua said that his doctrine that we heard of Yeshua is not his. In a sense, Dawid, a man after Yahweh's own heart, here he is saying this Hebraically is to say that my doctrine, my teaching is not my own. This verse is bringing that out from a Hebrew perspective. Achata diber Elohim, shitayim zu shamayati, ki oz Elohim. That the doctrine that he is proclaiming is not his own invention. But this is the teaching. This is the teaching of Eloheinu that has been communicated to him. We also have in Psalm 85, around about verse 8, verse 9, the same idea. Psalm 85, verse 8, verse 9. He has even heard it more than once. So this is not to say only twice, but he's heard this. You know, he says once, that which Elohim has said, he has repeated. He has heard others say it. It has come from Elohim, and this is a true saying, and now I'm saying this, but I'm not the author, the originator of it, because Achata diber Elohim ashitayim zu shamayati, ki oz lelohim. Strength belongeth to Elohim, ki oz lelohim. Consequently, right? Consequently, his will always decides the outcome. For power, for strength is of the almighty powers of Elohim. Ki oz lelohim. His will always decides the outcome. And the resources of men and people are powerless to resist it. So if a man got a lot of wealth and Yahweh has decided this is going to be, but he thinks his wealth, his army, his power is going to make it go different, if that's not in Yahweh Eloheinu's will. So what is saying by strength belongeth, ki oz lelohim, that is the will of Yahweh Eloheinu that decides the outcome, and the resources of men and people are nothing, are powerless to resist his will. All they're doing is fooling themselves. This is the foundation upon that which rests confidence. So this is all to bring out that trust, that bitachon, right? That confidence, that trust, right? That trust in him, in Hailahim, in Elohim, right? The faith that has overtaken his adversaries, it demonstrated how well-grounded such a trust, right? Such trust be in he who he be. Eloheinu, the Elohim, the creator, the judge. Here it's the conclusion verse, the Yod Beit verse here. Also to thee, O Lord, Adonai, mercy, for thou renderest to every man according to his work, according to his work. Here. Let's bring it out from here. O leka Adonai chesed, ki ata tishalem leish ma'asehu. Leish like ma'asehu. Ma'asehu, like his work. U and lika, and to the eye, male and none other. And to the eye. Right? U and lika. U lika Adonai. And to the eye, O Adonai, Adonai, chesed. 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 What is chesed? Here we have mercy, chesed. Right? Mercy, kindness, that attribute of Yahweh to the eye. And see, even here, the Adonai name instead of Yahweh, the Adonai title instead of the covenant name is appropriate for such a Elohim, a creator judgment psalm. So we have Elohim predominant, especially in these kind of psalms, and we know we're in court. We know it's like a judgment psalm. So here, as he seals it up, U leka Adonai chesed, ki ata tishalem leish ma'asehu. Also to the eye, O Adonai, chesed is mercy, chesed. For thou, ki, for ata, the eye, male and none other, ki ata tishalem. For the eye renderest, the eye actually payest. Tishalem, the eye shalams. The eye does what? The eye does what? See, not just peace, but it's the secondary, right, sense. That eye makes whole, makes good, compensate. But it's the fourth one right there, to make good in the sense of pay, right? The eye pay, in the sense of the eye requites, the eye recompense, in the sense of the eye rewarders. Ki ata, for the eye male and none other. Tishalem, payest, renderest, rewardest, makest peace by paying, requiting, making good. So that's why Yeshua said, think not that I come to bring shalom as the world bring peace, because the word peace can have a twofold sense. It's one, the idea we get of peace, covenant of peace, 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 but the covenant of peace, right? To be at peace with, but it also is to be complete. Something injured, to be sound, like healthy, is to be shalom. Something to be finished, completed, has a sense of shalom. To be saved, to be made whole, to make compensation, right? Like when we pay our vows, if I say, I will pay my vows, es shalem, right? Es shalem nidarai. Es shalem, I will shalom nidarai, my neders, my vows. I will pay it. I will make it good. So that's a sense of renderous, right? Renderous. Tishalem leish. Notice he says ish. He didn't say le adam. He said tishalem leish, right? To every man, right? Man achieving for the higher, to every ish, right? Ish, like ma'asehu, like his work, ma'asehu. So what's the key significant thing in this summary verse is chesed, chesed, right? Mercy. It is interesting to note that in the mind of the truly, really just Yisraeli or Israelite, that's why we say Israelite in Hebrew, real Hebrew, Yisraeli, right? To every really just Israelite, there is no distinction between mercy and justice. You know, like in the West, mercy is this and justice is that, and you know, like they are like at opposite sides or whatever. But in Hebrew, we don't see this contradistinction between mercy and justice. To render to every man according to his work is a mark of love. Ki ata tishalem leish k'ma'asehu, right? To render to every man. This is an act of love, as well as strength, right? And power, right? And it's possible only to perfect power and perfect love combined in the all-perfect and in the all-powerful Yahweh Eloheinu. Thou renderest tishalem ma'asehu, his work, like ma'asehu, like his work. This clause was in the mind of the writer of Proverbs, right? So if it's true that Shlomo HaMelech, Solomon, the writer of Proverbs, right, compiler, writer, right, then Proverbs chapter 24, verse 12, right, he must have had something that his daddy said, something that his daddy said, right, because Proverbs chapter 24, verse 12, and this verse right here is a good medi. And this also, they say, is quoted by him. So we have from David's Psalm to Shlomo's Proverbs right here, to seal up right here, today's daily Psalm. Brothers and sisters and brothers, give thanks for staying for the fuller fullness right here. Here we have an outro right here. What's going on right here with the musical upload? We had an outro tune that we wanted to share right here, but we noticed something right here. Okay. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta add this one to the scene. Okay. Give me one moment for the outro right here, brothers and sisters. Okay, where's the song? We're using Emux. Just let everyone know, FYI, we migrated from, what do you call that? The StreamYard. Well, we just uploaded a tune. I don't see it appearing on the board here. Yeah, I don't see it right here. All right, brothers and sisters and brothers. Let's edit the list right here. Yeah, this new technology, this patience. Okay, I see it over here. Here we go. Well, can we play that? Can you hear that? No. What's going on here? Okay, here we go. Yes, sir.
Yo, TG. Now hear me? Yo, TG. My life.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
מזמור ס"ב למנצח על ידותון מזמור לדוד. אך אל אלוהים דומיה נפשי, ממנו ישועתי. אך הוא צורי וישועתי, משגבי לא אמות רבה. עד אנה תהוטטו על איש, תרצחו כולכם כקיר נטוי, גדר הדחויה. אך מסתו יעצו להדיח, ירצו חזב, בפיו יברכו. ומזמור ס"ב למנצח על ידותון מזמור. אך לאלוהים דומי נפשי, כי ממנו תקוותי. אך הוא צורי ושועתי, אל אלוהים דומיה לא אמות. על אלוהים ישעי וכבודי, צור עוזי מחזי באלוהים. ביטחו בו וישועתי עם, אך הוא שפכו לפניו לבבכם. משגבי אלוהים מחסה לנו סלע. אך הבל בני אדם לא אמוזב בני איש, עד אנה תהוטטו על איש, המה מהבל יחד. אל תפתחו בעושכם כגזל, אל תהבר חיל כי ינום. אך מסתו יעצו להדיח, אחת דיבר אלוהים חזב, שתיים זו שמעתי, ובקרעוז יקללו. ולך אדוני חס לאלוהים דום, ואתה תשלם לאיש כמעשהו. נפשי
Psalm 62.
אך הוא צורי וישועתי,
Truly my soul waiteth upon
משגבי לא
God.
אמות.
From him cometh my
על
help.
אלוהים ישעי
He only is
וכבודי,
my rock and my
צור
salvation.
עוזי
He is
מחזי
my
באלוהים.
defense. I shall not be
ביטחו בו
greatly
בכל
moved.
עת עם,
How long will ye
שפכו
imagine
לפניו
mischief
לבבכם.
against a man?
אלוהים
Ye shall be slain,
מחסה
Lord.
לנו
As
סלע.
a bowing wall
אך
shall he
הבל
be,
בני
and as a
אדם,
tottering fence.
כזב בני
They only
איש,
consult to cast him down from his
במאזניים
excellency.
לעלות.
They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly.
אל תפתחו בעושק
My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Psalm 60, Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. He only laid in the balance and my salvation. They are altogether lighter than vanity. I shall not be trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. Imagine if riches increase, set not your heart. Ye shall be slain, all of you. God hath spoken once, shall ye be. Twice have I heard this, that power belongeth they only consult to cast him down from his excellence. Also they delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but mercy. For thou renderest to every man according to his work, 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 to his work.